cluster, a little disappointing that someone who's been in that runner-up position 2 years in a row, out of games for them to participate in. But speaking of games, before I let you go and run back into all of these big arenas,
Hello.
anything that you want to add?
Yeah, I think for your point as well.
Hello.
Falcons and Vitality, how influential these fighting games have been when it comes to the club championship, because the ability to really
Said so.
On Erangel, now we saw that Severny will be a drop location that you're interested in. X-Force Rejects is kind of very close to there. And obviously now you've got loot trucks coming through Severny and things like that.
It's riding.
Cheers, mate. Yeah. It's all right, mate. We've got 2 weeks of this. Welcome to PMWC at the Esports World Cup.
And welcome to PMWC here at EWC 2026. We're in the lovely Paris. I'm Lace, joined by Hot Jukes. Hot Jukes, how are we liking Paris so far?
I'm loving it. I've been wanting to come to Paris my entire life, and I said, you know what? What better way to spend it than 2 weeks in an arena? And I'm loving it so far. I don't know where the Eiffel Tower is, but I'll tell you one thing. I know where the catering is. That's all that matters. But we got some serious gameplay to get into today. Of course, we have seen the best players on the planet. They are here competing for a serious prize. Well, that's right. $3 million is on the line. $1,148,000 in the group stage alone, 152 grand in the survival stage, and then $1.7 million in the finals.
And why don't you take us through what maps our players will be playing today?
We got the big three right now. That's right. We're going into Rondo, Erangel, and Miramar.
And of course, these teams will be battling it out in group stages. So for today, we have Group A, and they will perform tomorrow. On day 3 and 4 of the group stages, we will have Group B. And then for 2 days, they will have the grueling survival stage, trying to make their way back into the competition. And then we have 3 entire days of finals. And that actually includes the Smash rule for PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, we're going to see if that Smash rule comes into play. We've seen it recently in some past tournaments as well. So there is a whole bunch at stake. But that key crushing, right? We're going to see some teams go out, some keys crushed tomorrow. So you guys definitely want to stay tuned.
And Hot Jukes, I need a little bit of a hot take from you going into the competition.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. Pakistan is coming in hot, right? They just won the biggest tournament of the year, PMGO Season 1. 4 Thrives are going to be coming for everything. But we got some serious names here as well. Anybody can take it, but that's definitely one squad we got to keep out for.
And it looks like Group A is the group of death. So, of course, we won't keep you guys waiting any longer. Here is a tournament video explainer for you guys at home.
Get ready! The PUBG Mobile World
चलो
Cup is
देखते हैं.
back. From August 6th to 16th, 32 of the world's best teams will descend on Paris, fighting for global glory and a share of $3 million. Here's how the tournament works. First up, the group stage. The 32 teams are divided into 2 groups of 16, with each group playing 12 matches across 2 match days. Group A plays on days 1 and 2, while Group B competes on days 3 and 4. The top 5 teams from each group advance directly to the finals. Teams finishing 6th through 13th move into the survival stage, while the bottom 3 from each group are eliminated. Next comes the survival stage. 16 teams, 12 matches, but only 6 remaining places in the finals. Every elimination, every rotation, and every point could decide who survives and who goes home. The top 6 advance. The other 10 are eliminated. 16 teams will battle across 3 days and up to 18 matches. But on the final day, the Smash rule might change everything. At the end of day 2, the Smash point threshold will be set at 10 points more than the score of the team at the top of the leaderboard. Once a team reaches this threshold, they can win it all. But reaching the threshold is not enough. They must then secure a winner-winner chicken dinner in a later match to claim the PMWC title. And if nobody completes the Smash rule before the final match, the championship goes to the team with the highest overall score. Last year, no one won through the Smash rule. Will this year be different? 32 teams enter. Only one will leave Paris as the PUBG Mobile World Cup at 2026 Esports World Cup champion.
We're here at the PMWC at the EWC 26, and we've been trying to make a couple of predictions about who we think's going to win, and I've charged Blank with running some of the numbers. Blank, what are you thinking?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be Ulf, right? It's got to be Ulf. I mean, I've done a lot of calculations here, and Ulf's the only one for me.
Well, what are all these other calculations? What's going on here?
Don't flip those.
You've got it's Blank. This is just 4 Thrives everywhere.
All the journeys seem to lead back to them. I mean, even looking at the EWC Play app right now, where you can get your predictions in, everyone is voting for 4 Thrives. But if you want to get your predictions in, make sure to go to the EWC Play app and make those predictions right now.
As we head into week 5 of EWC 2026, it's time for another club championship update because we had some big things happen last week. We've got a lot to look forward to this one, so let's dive into it. First of all, let's talk about our leaderboard, okay? Because we have Team Falcons in first place. How did they get there? Well, they finally got that elusive win in week 4. Our youngest EWC champion ever in Crimey was able to set themselves up for success and put them at 2,400 points overall so that they were able to claim that top spot. However, they are followed by Navi and VP, 2 teams that are only 150 and 200 points away from Team Falcon's point total, which is absolutely a closable gap. It will be a little bit more difficult for Navi as they're only in 3 more titles over the next 3 weeks, but still massive storylines for us to follow. But what does that mean for us this week in PUBG Mobile? Let's continue looking on down the leaderboard because in 4th place, we have Vitality, and in 5th place, we have AGAL. 2 teams that are more than capable of getting top 8 finishes when it comes to PUBG Mobile. So that could potentially be a massive game for them and continue to push them up the leaderboard. The 3rd team that I want to touch on, though, is Aurora Gaming. They're all the way in 11th when it comes to our CC leaderboard. So if they're able to get a top 8 finish here, this could rocket them up not only into single digits on the CC leaderboard, but continue getting them some of that coveted club championship prize pool. Of course, we're going to have so much action happening over the rest of this week, so much competitions happening across the rest of our stages, so we'll keep you up to date with all of it.
Predictions. Everybody's just going to be choosing their favorites, if we're being honest, as we welcome you to the PUBG Mobile World Cup at the 2026 Esports World Cup. My name is the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than Neptura and Max, man. Neptura, how are we feeling? We're live in Paris, too?
So hyped. The train was so easy over. The best ride ever. Coming in here, doing all of our stuff with some of the best teams in the world, Max. I'm feeling very hype indeed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I actually had to take the plane. I just moved to Poland, but I'm back in my home country. It's France. Let's go. I'm so excited. PUBG Mobile in France. This is the best combo ever.
My goal is to get you to eat a croissant live on the broadcast. Maybe not today, maybe at some point. And maybe you guys will be able to take screenshots of that and share it on social media with the hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. And you know what? I actually have a challenge for the viewers. Before we even get started, for everybody that likes to edit stuff, I want you to edit this. I'm going to tell Max and Nep to tell me the sound of a certain weapon. I want you to edit it, use the hashtag EWC or hashtag EWC26, share it, and we'll probably show it tomorrow. Max.
Okay.
What sound does the M4 make?
Ooh, that's good.
I can beatbox.
All right. All right. Neptura, what sound does the Car 98 make?
Oh.
Perfect. For everybody watching, please edit that in some kind of way, and we'll be happy to share it tomorrow. But as we get started here at PMWC at EWC 26, we do have some amazing groups. We have Group A and we have Group B. And today we'll get a chance to watch Group A. The first 2 days will be Group A, then we'll get a chance to watch Group B. Top 5 teams will be moving on directly. Bottom 3 will be end up getting sent home. I'm not going to be saying names, but I think there's some teams that are going to be down there. But for Group A, honestly, a lot of people in the tour, I think that this is the group of death.
It is. I mean, Max and I have had words about this because I personally feel like, yes, Group A is a lot more deathy, I suppose, you know. Eliminatey, right? But I think Group B also has some massive contenders that make it a little bit more even. But yeah, Group A coming on in for the first 2 days. Some pretty epic stuff here, Max.
The most simple way to say why that is the group of death, in my opinion, it literally has the top 3 of PMGO Season 1, right? You got your 4 Thrives, you got your Oofs, you got your Furious that were just up there doing so well in that event. So because of that, I think that Group A is looking insanely strong and deserves the title of Group of Death.
I like it. I think I approve. More deathy. I like the sound of that one. But let's take a look at the teams that are going to be in Group B, as I mentioned. First 2 days is going to be Group A. The other 2 days is going to be Group B. But here in Group B, honestly, the thing is that we have so many heavy hitters as well. In this one, we have the reigning champions finally making a global appearance for PMWC, which is none other than Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's been a bit of a tough road outside of PMWC right for them, but of course, the reigning champions, they need to show up massively for the entirety of Myanmar. They were received as like absolute heroes last year in their home country after coming back from Saudi Arabia, and we'll see if they can try and replicate that success. But as of right now, the rest of this group, I would say, I don't know if you would agree, Niptura, pretty homogenous, very even, and hard to tell who might qualify in that top 5.
No, I would agree. I think there's a lot of different teams with different types of strategies that we're going to be looking at. And, you know, yes, you do have your big names. You've got your A7s. You've got your I was going to say your Hyunbins. It's not just Hyunbin. It's Nongshim Red Sox.
It's just Hyunbin.
It's just Hyunbin. No, but you do have those other teams as well that I think will be the more popular names, but everybody has a chance here, and that's what's going to make Group B so exciting.
As we're talking about teams that have a chance, we got to do the Sony story of the day, which is none other than 4 Thrives. The possible favorites, if we're being honest here, because they did end up winning PMGO Season 1, and I'm excited to finally see them in this kind of format as well, Max and Niptura, because in this format, we're going to be seeing them a little bit longer. It's not of the likes of what we saw at PMGO Season 1.
It is. I am so excited for Thrives coming on in. I mean, they won PMGO. I was very happy with them here. They looked so good at PMWC last year. Now coming back in here with that win at their back, I'm very, very excited for what they've got to be coming in here. The one thing I do want to say, though, Seven, is, you know, we have 2 days of survival stage. Normally, the second day is not always as good for them as their first. So I really need them today to come in really, really strong, like we saw in PMGO.
And one thing that we know about 4 Thrives as well, Max, is usually the rondo sets the day for them. Are we expecting a good rondo here out of them?
I actually don't think so. I think they keep saying Rondo's their best map. I don't think it is. I genuinely think actually their Wrangle and also their Miramars are their 2 best battlegrounds, which, you know, you have 5 of those maps. It is still very important to have. So I think 4 Thrives, if they can get a Rondo that goes well on top of just good Wrangles and Miramar, they're going to look like a very clear favorite. And it's very interesting, the conversation we had last year, that was the best event, the best result we've ever had for a Pakistani team, and look what happened since then, right? Of course, PMGO Season 1, they won it. We need to see that storyline continue in this event.
Yeah, one of the biggest worries with this kind of long format for this squad, too, is the mentality. What are they going to be like? Everybody watching at home that's a 4 Thrives fan is usually questioning that. One team that has come strong here at PMWC and has been strong throughout the whole year is none other than Furia out of Brazil. This squad has been on something.
That's a weird way to say Alpha 7. No, again, too soon. Yeah, of course, Alpha 7 not doing too good, and Furia just taking on the mantle of the best team from Brazil so far in 2026, dominating back in PMGO Season 1 over in Jakarta. And even after that, right, PMMI barely missed out on becoming the champions of that event by a single point almost. They would have won it, but they were smashed at the end by Hyunbin and Nongshim Red Force. So very happy about Furia. The lineup is great. And one thing that's really fun, actually, Niptura, is that Ayala's incredible, but Silence is one of the few players playing with a DP28, and you love seeing players break the meta in such a way.
Oh, I love it. I mean, DP28 is one of my favorite weapons, has been for a while, and it's just so nice to see a team actually utilize it like we've been seeing from Silence there. The other thing I love about Furia is how methodical they are, right? You know, you're looking at a team that is very, very careful, very methodical, very strategical. Everything has a game plan to it, and that's what I like to see out of the teams that I enjoy watching. That's some of my favorite gameplay to see. The other thing, though, Seven, very quickly, that might be a big advantage to them is their uphill pushes. For me, Furia do very well on uphill pushes. That's a really difficult thing to be able to do well, and they seem to do it in style.
Uphill pushes.
Very specific.
I know this has nothing to do here with PMWC, but it automatically gave me
Coast will take PMWC 2025 in sensational fashion. PMWC champions, Alpha 74! Four Thrives take the top spot. The champions in this tournament.
"32 teams from all over the world prepare for battle on the Gadia City grid over the next 4 days. Players from all corners of the world looking to make their mark and laser focused on the title of PMWC champion.
That's not the only thing they're fighting for. The prestige, the glory, and $3 million. But alongside all those incredible rewards comes incredible pressure.
That's right, incredible pressure. We've got 2 weeks of competition right here on the main stage, which begs the question, how many of our teams can stay consistently in peak form? So I think it's about time we find out, Lucy.
En effet, Barney, c'est l'heure. Ici, à Paris, à Porte de Versailles, it is time to welcome our teams from Group A, starting with Furia!
GK Esports.
Team Flash!
Goat Team. AGL. Thundertalk Gaming. X-Force Reject. Kiwoom DRX. Nigma Galaxy. Four Thrives Esports. Orangutan. Gaming Stars. Aurora Gaming. Al Ula Club Esports. Team RQ. And finally, Oof Esports. This is the beginning of a lengthy journey to find the most talented team in the world.
Our players are at the base of the mountain, faced with an almost impossible climb. So welcome to the PMWC at EWC 2026.
Last year, nobody expected them. They were overlooked.
We've seen unbelievable plays, we've seen heartbreaks, and we've seen comebacks.
Then they shocked the world.
APG already out. Galacticos will take PMWC 2025 in sensational fashion.
Yangon Galacticos!
But lightning never strikes twice, does it? This year, the favorites are ready. They have the experience, the firepower, the expectations. But every champion starts as a team nobody believed in. Alpha 7 finally became champions in 2024. Yangon Galacticos conquered 2025. Who will win 2026? Teams, one final circle, one winner.
Well, we are ready to get things underway here for the PMWC at the EWC 26. It's time to crush dreams and crown kings here. Make that obelisk all the brighter with one of our teams taking that plinth.
A lot of keys to be crushed as well. As we head into this, all the teams are currently, we have some huddling going on, which is fair enough. This is a big tournament. There's a lot on the line here, so it does make sense. Got to chat to Ralph earlier as well. Has some confidence actually this time around, which is nice to see. Also has Coops on board, which is sick. We get Coops at a tournament for once, despite being on the roster for so long. So that's good to see. I genuinely think that right now Enigma Galaxy is probably its strongest it has been in quite some time. It's also nice to hear Ralph say, you know, if we just do it enough times, go to Pachinki enough, eventually teams are going to realize that we should just stop bothering. And yeah, you might lose some points over it over the years, but hey, you've got it to yourself now.
Well, that's the difficulty, though, because new teams keep coming on through. They haven't maybe learned that lesson yet. So maybe they'll still be getting a little bit of argy-bargy elbows out action in Pachinki. We'll have to wait and see, though, because our first map up is Rondo, and it is definitely argy-bargy elbows out to start that map off.
It has to be. It has to be. Good to see anyone's legend there for just a second. Team actually that's been doing phenomenally well in their current region and hopes to bring that kind of firepower through to now PMWC. It's also super cool. We had PMI recently where a lot of the Chinese players got to get on side, you know, play on this version of the game. And I don't want to say it was scrim practice, but it was some really, really good warm-up for them going into PMWC. So instead of, you know, having those survival stages in the past where China has had to figure things out over 2 days and then slowly claw their way back into the tournament, this time around they should be feeling a little bit more spicy, I would say, coming into day one.
Okay, all right. We're going to be keeping an eye out for it. I mean, Tianba has, you know, historically done fairly well and more recently not had that same track record, which is kind of what you're highlighting there. Furious, super chill right now.
I don't know. This man's gripping the chair. So I don't know if that's super chill, but
it's just, yeah, he's just locked into his zone, you know. Let's take a look at some of our teams getting ready, gearing up. Geekate putting the hands in the middle, arms around the shoulders. This is a team prepared to take everyone on.
Yeah, I mean, Safety there as well, outside. I don't think PK's terrible team at all. I do think that they may struggle against some of the powerhouses coming into this.
Okay.
But we'll have to wait and see. They seem confident though, and I like that.
They're ready for it.
Easy for Bad Boy is kind of an insane player though.
To get that.
I will say that. Pretty nutty.
So we get Kiwoom DRX as well, psyching themselves up because we're loading up into our first map. Fourth Thrive, the chance ringing through the halls here as they sit down, they take their place amongst the rest. All 16 teams from Group A ready to get stuck straight on it.
It's a chance of a lifetime here for Four Thrives. It absolutely is. I think they're coming off a massive high. One of the most insane days we've seen in PUBG Mobile for a long, long time. So, potential here for something fantastic to happen for the Pakistan squad. I hope so. I mean, for them, it can't all end there at PMGO. We're looking for at least a top 5 here at PMWC. I think they've got the gusto in them to make it happen. Furia, though, like I said before, I think this is a real dark horse for the team. I think that they could take it all if they are playing to their max potential. Everyone knows that I'm a huge fan of Ulf. Okay, everyone knows that.
We do know.
I'm not going to make too much of a mess of that. But yeah, Aaron's one of my favorite players of all time, and I think that he really showed up at PMGO. Now, the rest of the team does need to step up a little bit more around him to fully lock that down. But Ketch is playing really well. Aaron's playing really well. I want to see a bit more of Scarface. This guy used to carry teams on his back in the back of the day. You know, long-range specialist, and he was lovely at it. But I think that's the thing for Ulf, is that all the gears need to be moving in tandem as things go forward, because otherwise they're not going to be able to grab that scoreline at the top. And we do have a treat coming into Group B as well. We get to see Alpha 7. We get to see whether, you know, the curtain has closed for that team. So I really hope it hasn't. I hope the show does go on for that squad.
Yeah.
Prolific team throughout PUBG Mobile history.
Absolutely. The only team to have won all 3 major global titles, right? This is a team that has such a long history, such a prestige within the scene.
Are they done?
But they got eliminated in the first stage of PMGO. It was a massive surprise to everyone, finishing bottom 2 of their group, which was just like out of nobody would have predicted that. People were predicting them to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
To get eliminated in such fashion was pretty devastating for them. I think, you know, they probably already shelled out for the hotel rooms for the rest of the tournament, right? So nothing, if not that, that's a loss on itself. So hopefully they can stay here a little bit longer in Paris.
Well, the boys look confident this time around, at least. I mean, Revo, we know, is one of the best players in the world. And I would go on a limb and say he is the best shotgun player in the world of all time so far. I mean, Robs takes a close second on that, but yeah, I think for Alpha 7 to finish their run here, I don't think it's the case. I think they've got more left in the tank. It has just been a rough couple of tournaments so far, but we are getting into our first game real shortly here right now on Rondo.
It is time to get on into the playing part. We are loading our players on up. And it is fit to get messy. Remember, Rondo has those recall towers blank, so everybody dropping in, they're going to be going to Neox Factory, they're going to be going to Tinlong Gardens, and they're going to be having it out, sending their solos out to those recall towers to give them that anchor into the rest of the match if things don't go their way.
First playing path of the tournament, here it comes, here we go, getting stuck into the thick of it right now here.
चलो शुरू कर दें
PMWC match number 1.
बेस्ट ग्रुप
Let's get it kicked off. Time to go on in. It looks like we're coming at it from the northeast side of the map. Cutting down through the middle, our players. We've got cameras focused on all of them. They are under the hot lights of the studio, down on the stage, ready to get things done as we wait for our gameplay to come on through.
We're just coursing through right now, keeping it calm, chilled out. Players do jump on.
प्लेन बात नहीं दिखाया
Now we're heading over towards test track to start things off. We know the Neox Factory is going to be an absolute slobber.
मैं ओजी को देखने बैठा हूँ भाई
End up over there. That is the real question as we head on through. There was actually a lot of engagement down towards Danching during the test matches. We'll see if that's the case here, but it does seem to me that Neox Factory is the place of choice for plenty of these teams. Thundertalk, though, however, taking a very, very chilled out approach over towards the north side in Bamboo. They've got a 4-man split over here. Ulf also towards Stadium. But it's 4 Thrives, actually. You've got IQ getting very, very close.
ओजी कहाँ गई
And that is their player to go for the recall.
ऊपर के साइड से हो गया
Without harm, without pressure. But Hazaifa already opening up over towards Coops, of all people. Come on.
And they might not even need IQ out there to go for the recalls if they can take this fight. Looks like they have lost one player already, though. Enigma Galaxy trying to turn things around as well. But as you say, they've lost Coops right off the bat. And Ralph's the next to fall.
क्या हो जाएगा? एक बंदा नॉक भी हो गया.
PMWC. Everybody gets stuck in. This is what you see on Rondo. It is madness.
अरे बढ़िया नेट था भाई फलक.
They thread it on up and it's finding 1 and 2.
क्या बात है भाई.
The roster's in half. The volley back through the door though puts him back in his place and Hazaifa has to hold it down. Satan around the corner.
182, 182, 182.
He's good for one. Ralph can't quite connect either. And now he has a 1 versus 1.
क्या बात है भाई. 40 टॉप पे.
Back on up. The spray comes through and fourth right looking good, looking neat on this side of the map. I like the play for Falak.
OG का और एक knock.
Grenade banked off the doorstep, but knew he had to jump up there quickly because KRX was stealing away all the
OG की पोजीशन खराब है.
Fourth drives start off the game at a 4 elim count. It looks really mighty strong. Furia were able to get 1 in the process. Most teams getting back up again, but the biggest disappointment so far is Enigma Galaxy. They lost all 4 players.
Oh, Enigma Galaxy बाहर हो गई. क्या बात.
Not good news. And on
टॉप नॉक हुआ है. PR वर्सेस अरोरा हो रहा.
Even get that refrag, losing repeated challenges, and I don't know if they lost a player or an outpost.
टॉप मर गया. भाई क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग. चलो ठीक है. अरोरा का दूसरा बंदा वहाँ पे. Recall हो जाएंगे.
And now PMWC have to find something else.
Maypool looking sweet like syrup in that engage there. Now go towards KRX. Vinny down low on his belly, moving out with the GS9. See if we can get done with that.
आतंकी वापस नॉक. मर भी गया. AKOP ने नॉक डाला है. खत्म किया. पहला किल OG का.
Through the smoke at the moment. It's a pretty awkward bit of terrain to work around here inside the building.
थोड़ा डिले चलेगा मेरी स्ट्रीम. थोड़ा डिले होगा. He's got knock हो गया. फिनिश हो गया. ठीक है. आरो बैठा होगा. वो रिकॉल कर देगा. अरे क्या हक दिया. नहीं मार दिया. अरे क्या मारा है भाई.
And we'll be able to find it. Scarpering around the corner now to get away from the rest of the fight. He doesn't want any more to chew down on. He's already done bits.
Through the smoke there, everyone was suffering. Benny's currently on fire as well. This is a nightmarish area to be in with the sidelines available. It's all a bit awkward. Maple will find another.
AK भी गया.
Able to secure that as well, which is nice to see. Hazaifa does go down, but so far, fourth drives have been living.
40 का पहला बंदा मरा. उला ने मारा.
AKOP pulled back almost immediately. Orangutan there.
उला भी मार रही है.
PM79 going off and just 40 with spray on through.
Maple 1v3, 1v4. क्या बात है.
So far, and he has been producing those eliminations coming
बढ़िया भाई.
It is now neck and neck on eliminations from the hot drops.
फलक वर्सेस Maple. दोनों ने किल निकाले.
Charging forwards there. Maple looking for the heals. He's allowed to get the first aid kit off, but still has a health disadvantage. The S12K in close range could prove to be pivotal though, as Falak opens up for the charge around the corner.
Oh, क्या बात है. बढ़िया.
Up and into the air, hopping about.
फलक ऑलमोस्ट मर ही गया था.
I mean, the S12K versus the JSI. I mean, it's
RR क्यों नहीं है? ओ भाई.
probably eke that out with the S12K there. Oh man, I mean that's Falak all over though. The guy is
RR की और गोट रिकॉल कम कर रहा है क्या?
Looks good though, and finally our observers are like, yeah, let's take a look at the other portion of the map so far, because it has been hectic over towards Neox. Fury still playing on that south side of the though. You go flash on screen. I think a team that struggled in the past this year, they are looking to get
नहीं होगी ये फाइट नहीं होगी.
They were a rookie team at the start, and they have been plowing through into some of the most prestigious tournaments of the year.
Scarface को पता है वहाँ पे कोई.
Team time, I would say.
नहीं रुकेंगे वो. नहीं रुकेंगे.
At the moment, Scarface. I can spot a marble on the top of the mountaintop. To do exactly that here. figure out where these teams are playing.
निकमा गैलेक्सिस ने क्या किया यार, चारों चार बंदे मर गए.
It's interesting that Ulf have left Kelsey out.
फ्यूरिया और टीटी के फाइट.
Right for that recall tower this late when they have got already such a prio position. Furia.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है, बढ़िया मॉली. वो मरेगा मरेगा मरेगा. नाइस. ये भी मरा. काफी डैमेज है, काफी डैमेज है.
Pinches him into the corner, and they know what they're playing against.
ओह बढ़िया 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 बढ़िया. फ्यूरिया भी फॉर्म में.
The perfectly placed molly has to drop down, doesn't have time to go for the first aid. And notices
टीटी पे रिकॉल था ना,
not been pulled for a long time there at all.
शायद एक पे रिकॉल है अभी भी.
Just sends her out the side, so he thinks to himself, you know, I can just step up, go for the shot through the window. It's good awareness. I mean, Ayala played in quite a few different teams. Glad he's found a place here on Sour Furia.
गेट किक कर रहे हैं लोग.
So far, 5 elims for them, only one behind top squad currently.
एफएल के लिए गेट किक चल रहा है.
Fourth rise with that elim over towards everybody else pretty much in Neox Factory do still have this top spot, but
ऑफ एंगल तो पकड़ लिया इन लोगों ने.
fourth rise they may not have
गोट की फाइट, गोट से रेंज.
Goats team challenging, getting the spray over towards Gaming Stars. Rolex does go down, not fully flushed just yet, but you imagine it is only a matter of time here. And Rolex, yeah, that's going to be confirmed. Recalls are going to start to get harder now, Blank. Teams are starting to take position.
टीटी के बंदे रिकॉल नहीं हो गए.
And it will be more difficult to find your way towards them. So
रिकॉल नहीं है उन लोगों पे.
are going to start to stick.
There they are. Pubg there, 477, actually unreal player, by the way. If there's anyone you want to watch on that team, it is 477. He has had some amazing moments in the past and had a bunch of elims on side. Now we get a nasty circle.
काफी नजदीक से गया.
East here, cuts through with the river, the water in play.
फलक मारा चलो.
Orangutan actually made a decent rotation before this, try and get central and get some high ground at the back of that one, despite actually having some fights early on, which was quite cool to see. But now they've got a tough approach here. Realistically, they want a western shift on this next circle. As if keeps going over towards the eastern side, towards Hua Sing, as well as Muhopan.
फलक रिकॉल होगा क्या? हाँ हो जाएगा हो जाएगा.
Right now, all game is the only team really has a solid.
गीक वाले वहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं? एक ही बंदा वहाँ पे है गीक का. अभी तो रिकॉल खत्म होने को है. आरआर के एफएल की फाइट. इल्फ ने थर्ड पार्टी किल चोरा.
It's worth a go. Bini now with that outpost on the western side, the only player to have crossed from that central position. You don't want to be on the back foot when it comes to getting across here, and I feel like they're going to be looking to send more players on through. Bini
एफएल की बात
with
करते
the
हैं.
structural terrain and the explosive bow, creating a nice little divot for himself. He can start to play around that, cover off the sight lines, but actually pop in the vehicle. That's going to protect the tires.
You know what? Actually,
फलक पे रिकॉल हो रहा है.
here on Rondo, the explosive bow and arrow could be unreal, just for terrain destruction in general. Trying little divots to play off the map.
कहाँ जा रहा है 40?
Easy compared to the nade. Ayala still
फ्यूरिया और ओला का फाइट.
that team. They're fairly central to
एक एक बंदे पकड़ रहे हैं ये लोग.
I think he might have just dipped out to go for a loot crate. I'm not sure.
I have to see if he's going to catch that one on.
ओह अरोरा यहाँ पे है.
Taking position again, looking to stay
अच्छी पोजीशन पे है.
more on the south side of things, but they have got this beautiful high ground on the top of this mountain to overlook over to everybody around them. Will be pretty tricky. I'm also keeping an eye on Fourth Rise, who have yet to really make an entrance. So far, most of what's happened has come off of their test track Neox Factory hot drop in terms of their point scoring, but now they have to push in from the west side. We're getting back into bread and butter PUBG Mobile for them, and so will be interesting to see what they're able to achieve there on the west side.
On board with Aurora.
टीटी ने भी रिकॉल दे दिया. फॉरमन लाइव वो भी.
Over the year in terms of tournaments.
ओजी के सिवाय अभी सभी फॉरमन लाइव है.
And I think that was one of the promising things to watch.
ओजी का बंदा कहाँ मर रहा है?
It really was a dominant group stage. Obviously, didn't have that quite same success over towards that finals, but I think for Aurora, certainly trying to keep things under wraps at the moment. Just feels like finals tends to be a little bit scary for this squad so far. Despite having like such confident players on side, I mean, you watch the walkout there from Aurora, and you're like, honestly, these guys feel like the veterans.
अभी भी उल्फ का एक बंदा बाहर है. ये लोग आएंगे, जोन में आएंगे.
But I would honestly say for Aurora, yeah, they are
उल्फ पे अच्छी पोजीशन है. FL जोन सेंटर है, अपने पे भी अच्छी पोजीशन है. ओजी पे भी अच्छी पोजीशन है.
I think so.
वो आतंकी मर गया.
They have got that story. I mean, Top Doc, Diol, Reefus, like just such storied names.
जोन के हिसाब से अपनी पोजीशन ठीक ही है.
But you're right, they had that little.
वहीं पे जोन आएगा, आसपास ही कहीं पे जोन आएगा.
I think probably most specifically at Doc in terms of his the way that
40 कहाँ पे जाती है, देखना पड़ेगा.
doesn't play with the rest of the roster.
वो रशी करेगी, किसी पे तो रशी करेगी 40.
Last year and a half or so, and hopefully they can be learned from and move forwards. Because Aurora did just do a little bit of a wraparound and have gotten far more central onto this next circle.
I think it's hard, right? At some point you have to look at the rest of the squad as well. Healthy.
अरे 2-3 स्क्वाड.
He is still kicking at this point.
खराब फंसा है. उल्फ का बंदा खराब फंसा है.
You do need to start looking at some of the other players on Aurora. I don't think
निकलो अरोरा भाई, वहाँ से निकलो.
because a lot of times that blame comes his way because when he goes down the team suffers because of it because he is
नहीं टॉप यार.
We'll find Top on a nasty little headshot actually, just peeking over the top of that ridge side.
ये लोग रश नहीं करने देंगे, किसी को भी रश नहीं करने देंगे. नहीं नॉक डाला इसने, नॉक डाला. अरे अरोरा के लग गए. निकलो यहाँ से निकलो अरोरा भाई.
And it put them under a lot of pressure. They are in nade range now from Aurora, who can start to levy this central position.
I mean, the more nades thrown at Aurora,
लोगों को पता नहीं है उल्फ कहाँ पे.
providing more divots for them to play in towards. So this is actually not the way.
इसका ये ऑफ एंगल वाला बंदा मार सकता है.
Circle did shift back over towards the western side, which
इरेन भाई मार सकते हैं भाई. इरेन को पता है यहाँ पे अरोरा है.
couple of players brought back into the game though, so we're still at a solid 55 count on players.
Yeah, we do have a couple more minutes of these recall towers being active, but they are starting to get difficult to find. I mean, RRQ currently sat on top of pretty much, I think, the only one in the zone. The Muho Pan recall tower is technically accessible, and maybe you could get out there, but it's all the way over.
FL के बंदे क्या कर रहे हैं?
You're going west out of the bamboo recall tower.
खराब जगह मरा.
I don't think that the last player for
आखिरी बंदा बचा है इसका.
get anywhere near them because there's a solo trapped in the
ये मरने वाला है. आसपास बहुत बंदे हैं इसके.
Where's the emergency cover? That was a real sound effect coming on through. I liked it.
बढ़िया जोन है.
Satan, honestly, I mean, fair enough. I mean, Enigma Galaxy must be devastated off the back of this match.
उल्फ या गीक के साइड जोन जाएगा.
You just got to pick yourself back up onto that next.
मुझी को कुछ नहीं करना है अभी तो. अगर किसी का रशा है तो रोकना है बस. टॉप पे जाओ, मजे करो. ये क्या है जी के बंदे अभी भी जोन के बाहर है. अरे भाई वो जाएंगे गीक पे, शायद गीक पे रश आएगा.
So they're really going to put in the work over the next 11. I said they look confident coming into this one. Maybe less confidence. All right, maybe we do.
क्या बात है, सबने किल उठाया.
Yeah, it's
इरेन भाई मरे.
not what you want to see. We did also see X-Force.
अरोरा अभी भी वहाँ पे ही हो तो उसके लिए अच्छा है. अरे नहीं आरआर की हो गई.
If they weren't already before.
अरे आरआर की मरी. मरी आरआर की मरी. अरे भाई गोट नहीं रश करना था. अरे क्या मारा है, बढ़िया मारा है. नहीं रश करना था गोट वाले को. अरे क्या आरआर के वाले ने रिकॉल कर दिया. क्या बात है भाई. क्या बात है भाई, सीधे मुंह पे. अरे भाई अरोरा ने मार दिया. अरे डॉक्को उठाओ, डॉक्को मारो. मरी पूरी आरआर के मरी.
to repair top because he's on super low HP right now.
Oh, top की HP देखो.
And they're not going to be pushing over just yet. Fury are all too happy with their position, so it is reasonable.
अरे क्या need है? अरे थोड़ा रहेगा.
Themselves back together, but the ordnance keeps on.
ये रश आने ही वाला है, आने ही वाला है, पक्का है.
The hill behind the cars now, and the nades displacing them, but the
टीटी का बंदा जोन पे बना था.
RRQ are 4 men on their feet.
I think they're further behind is because of this nasty little bit of terrain. Some of the nades are bouncing high. That's the airbursts aren't doing.
अभी भी वहाँ पे उल्फ का एक बंदा है.
Might hope them to do.
दोनों बंदे हैं उल्फ पे.
What a play from Nerf. Honestly, really well done to RRQ.
It's not often you get to see
RRQ बढ़िया खेली है भाई.
reset in moments like that and direct.
बहुत बढ़िया खेली है RRQ.
So you lose effectively nothing other than giving points over to a different team. But yeah, incredible stuff. Really, really incredible stuff.
A lot of damage done. I mean,
अरे एजी आ गई. चलो ठीक है.
Last second recall coming on through as well.
मुझे लग रहा था गीत पे जाएगी, आपने पे आएगी.
A really pivotal play coming on through because they are
40 जा रही है कहीं पे.
no more recalls. We're stuck
नहीं
with the
नहीं.
players we've got, and it's only going to get fewer from here on out. For the moment, Furia, who have been doing a lot of work from their south position, are back on top in terms of Elan points. They're up to 9 now, Blank.
अरोरा मेडल पे है भाई.
Yeah, Fury's been doing fantastically well this game. They haven't really.
ये जोन ऊपर जाएगा. गीक के पास जा सकता है ये जोन.
Goodness me, look at the space that they're currently holding. They've got
मरा.
a big old playground to work with. Unfortunately, the circle doesn't move up towards that east.
RRQ का रश आया है. अरे KRX का रश आया है FL पे. इसका आखिरी बंदा अभी भी जिंदा है. टीटी का भी आखिरी बंदा बचा है. टीटी का बहुत खराब गेम जा रहा है. अरे खराब खराब खराब. अब रश आएगा. खराब 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 खराब. क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Will be taken down as Zia steps out for the spray. Confirmation there, and that's going to leave them lacking on the numbers. It looked like a good open.
नहीं 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 मरा.
Now needs to be converted.
वो बच गया. क्या बात है.
He won the RX. Just a little bit of momentum there.
अभी भी 3v2 है.
Too quick with it.
O's pulled taut on the top side right now.
अरे क्या बात है. बढ़िया नेड है, बढ़िया नेड भाई.
Bose drops another nade out though. It's perfect up towards QEC. It's a bouncer. It almost gets Trey there.
मरा. अरे यार.
Leaving just one player alive now for the Flash inside the building.
Vinny is tunneling his way towards the Pagoda right now, leveraging that explosive bow and arrow, but he is in.
अरे 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 स्क्वाड. क्या बात है, क्या बात है भाई.
Getting that headshot coming on in, a clap back from India.
रश रोका है उन लोगों ने. FL को जीवनदान मिला है.
If they want to go for it, they know they've opened up. They're sending Aru a little bit further forward, trying to scout this position.
मुझे आ जाओ, यहाँ पे आ जाओ. फ्री किल है. अरे रश. अरे ये देखो रश तो देखो. और भाई बढ़िया भाई. ऑलमोस्ट 3v2 था. ओजी क्या कर रहे हो, आ जाओ यार. ओजी जोन टू जोन ही खेल रही है.
I love the play. I like the confidence. Chest popped out there to the maximum. Unfortunately, weren't quite able to flex hard enough there versus KRX. Furia moving in.
अरे यहाँ बसड़ तो देखो कितनी टीम है यहाँ पे. अरे यार साइलेंस भाई. फ्यूरिया खराब मरे हैं. अरे क्या मार रही है. अरोरा मार रही है, सबको मार रही है भाई. अरोरा सबको मार रही है. कितने नॉक डाले अरोरा ने. अरे क्या बात है. अरे नहीं, गलत जगह जा रहे हो भाई ओजी. अरे ओजी नॉक किया है. टॉप टॉप दोनों नॉक है.
Game is creeping up on the south side. They got further to go. They stop off over at this building. This is not in. Keep the vehicle safe at least.
अरोरा मरी भाई. अरोरा मरी, अरोरा मरी. RRQ क्या खेली है भाई. अरे क्या बात है. रिफ्यूज भाई बढ़िया बढ़िया. आगे मत आओ, आगे मत आओ.
touches than this before. He's a 1v4 though on the lip of this one, and it's going to need to be pushed past as well.
भाई आरआर के अभी भी 4 में न लाया है।
I imagine his utility
क्या खेली आरआर के भाई, आरआर क्यों भाई, सल्यूट है।
from this south side. They need to move past this as well. The question is, do they want to get involved? Rufus still stepping forward, still looking to leverage the ridge line to play around.
एक को उठा ले भाई, अभी एक नॉक डाल एजी पूरी खत्म कर देगी आरआर की।
They keep getting pressured.
अरे 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 जीनस, क्या बात है। अरे उसका एक बंदा सबको नॉक दे रहा है। किल भी उठा लिया उसने। गेमिंग स्टार्स का बंदा भाई।
Maple still on the front line, still looking good for the team. They lost XZZ fully. We can see
अरे ये अभी तो मरने वाला है। हाँ ठीक है चलो। भाई रिफूज अभी जिंदा है। आरआर के भी जिंदा है। आरआर के भाई क्या खेल रही है आरआर के। अब नहीं होगा, अब नहीं होगा, अब नहीं होगा, खत्म है, अभी खत्म है। यहाँ से ये निकाल ले भाई, मैं मान जाऊँ। अरे खत्म खत्म आरआर के। किसने मारा, रिफूज ने मारा। हाँ रिफूज ने किल उठा लिया है। चलो 40 अभी अलाव है जी, जी भी बढ़िया खेल रही है भाई। अरे रिफूज भाई 1v3 रिफूज भाई। ओ कोई बात नहीं, अच्छा खेले भाई, वररा अच्छा खेले। एजी भी भाई बढ़िया खेले। अभी भी ओजी जिंदा है, ओजी पे किल नहीं है। पोजीशन देखनी पड़ेगी। आरो की पोजीशन तो बढ़िया थी। अरे केक वर्सेस 4-2।
Flower Withers versus KRX on the southeast side. We'll look for a res off the back of this one, but KRX coming up the pagoda is a bit of an awkward rotation for them. They have alerted all games to position, but they're dealing with res in the process.
क्या बात है।
Scarface finds KRX. Ulfa's still going actually, surprisingly. Just a couple of players catch Scarface on board, but these guys have played together for a very, very long time. Nades bursting in front of each other's faces at the moment. To send away.
अरे क्या बात, क्या फलक भाई, फलक भाई, फलक भाई। भाई क्या 8 किल उठा लिए बंदे ने। एजी मर गई। नहीं नहीं अभी अभी जिंदा है यार। मैपल मर गया।
Orangutan may be missing a beat, not trying to take over the northern hill, whilst GK was super committed to that western edge.
अबे ओजी का चिकन हो सकता है। नहीं गीक पे जोन है, गीक पे जोन है, गीक का चिकन है भाई।
You want to get further into those matches, you want to see more of these games. This is the way to do it. So far their rotation have always been the thing we've praised them for.
ओजी बढ़िया खेल रही। अच्छा पहले मैच में टॉप 4 तक पहुंच गई। थोड़ा अलग खेल रही है, नॉर्मल से बहुत अलग खेल रही है, थोड़ा नहीं। एक भी फाइट नहीं ली अभी तक, एक भी नहीं। क्या बात है भाई, इस पे नेड होते भाई 40 मर गए होंगे।
Drives in it for just a moment longer as Valak gets the heal off. A really prescient push out coming on through, but sidesteps those.
किसका नेड है ये?
Oh, Valak is
मरा, फलक मरा।
trying to get some more information on it. It's a good nade burst between the two of them though.
अरे नहीं उस पे और नेड नहीं है।
Knocks on the one of his own. It goes behind. Quite do enough damage there towards Flower. Sends one to the side too. That one bounces.
अरे क्या नेट डाला है भाई। अरे काउंटर है, काउंटर है भाई। ओजी मारो मारो, अभी भी हो सकता है, मारो। अरे नहीं फलक यार।
puts them in the pressure cooker.
AG40 एक दूसरे को ही मारती है.
Fall in the process. Flower now moves forwards, but Geek has sightlines onto the angle, and IQ
Geek का चिकन है यार. OG निकाल ले तो ठीक है, मुझे नहीं लगता OG से होगा. अभी तक एक भी फाइट नहीं ली है उन लोगों ने. वो रश वाली फीलिंग नहीं है भाई इन लोगों को. अरे क्या बात है. PG को मार दिया. नाइस, बढ़िया चलो.
There maybe wasn't a lot of people expecting too much out of this squad, but they have sticked as 4 hero from Rondo. Like I said, easy for Bad Boy. That guy is a rising star. And now it's Geek versus Orangutan at the end of the game here. IQ still in, and 4 thrives at least guaranteed at 3rd place. And with 14 eliminations, they have had a fantastic run here on Rondo. Max
OG पे अभी भी जोन है. यहाँ ये ऊपर वाला बंदा, उसका ऑफ एंगल भाई खराब है. इसका ऑफ एंगल खराब है. OG फंसने वाली है.
There is no chance for anyone else. Geek looking to marshal their positions on this north side, getting that loot crate up there as well. They are chilling right now. So waiting for the circle to start to push them in. Orangutan very quiet. 2 eliminations only so far, Blank.
ठीक है. OG टॉप 3 पे आई, टॉप 2 पे भी आ सकते हैं. बढ़िया गया है मैच, इतना खराब भी नहीं. पॉइंट तो मिले हैं, कुछ तो मिले हैं.
I do believe the circle will just pull them in. I don't think Geek is looking to make any mistakes going forward.
OG पे ना तो जोन है ना पोजीशन है.
But again, this has still been a fantastic match here for 4 Thrives. They end this match on
40 का बढ़िया था.
The big thing about this though is 4 Thrives, their days usually live and die by their rondo, by their first map. I think this will give them the confidence to give the run a real good one throughout the rest of the day.
I mean, and we're looking at getting into the grand finals here as well.
41st नहीं, geek टेबल टॉप.
Brilliant day for 4 Thrives, honestly, could be the difference maker. We know how many points they can put up in a single sitting.
Before, will they do it again? Will they catch everyone unawares, or left lacking? But now, Orangutan down the hill with being quiet. Geek with all 4 of their players just still alive.
इन लोगों पे हाइट है भाई.
If Geek managed to pick up
नहीं होगा.
points, they would just about beat 4 Thrives points total.
किल उठाओ, हो सके इतना किल उठाओ.
Able to get up to a maximum of 10 elims and 10 placements would put them on 20.
ये लोग कॉर्नर पे है. किल उठाओ भाई, किल उठाओ. अरे नहीं, मिस मत करो.
Orangutan here is a hard push. They're forced to use util here to try and
नहीं, यूटिलिटी वेस्ट हो गए. यूटिलिटी वेस्ट हो गए, खत्म है.
To an AKOP as well as Aru underneath. Mornay's trying to use to create a little bit of clamber points here for the squad, but Easy Bad Boy has rough idea, rough position. AKOP is going to go down to a perfectly placed Molotov on himself, deny those points.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया.
That is the way you've got to do it. That's the way you've got to do it. If you're playing as Orangutan Geek, you don't want to give extra points across. That could be the difference maker between you not getting in.
बरोबर है, बरोबर है. Geek 40 अरोरा RR के इन लोगों के सामने नहीं, पॉइंट नहीं देना.
Thrives take the top spot on the points this match. EK sat down on 18. They weren't able to claim everything there. What a great start for a lot of our teams, getting some pretty hefty elimination counts.
चलो सीधा नेक्स्ट मैच वापस आता हूँ.
PMWC at
We are back.
EWC 26 as we're about to get started. None other than Blank and the one, the only
Irenga. अरे
John Allen.
Oh yeah, let's get ready to rumble on Erangel. Rumble on Erangel. The grassy pastures away. And we're waiting. No, we're swapping with some other.
2-3 सेकंड पीछे ले गए थे.
During the day, but for now, you guys are going to get 3 in a row. We'll be watching the third one with you. But our playing path to kick things off is from Kameshki down towards the quarry and the west coast.
कोई देख भी रहा है तो
A pretty chill plane.
मैं अपने हिंदी में क्यों बात कर रहा हूँ कोई देख ही नहीं रहा होता.
Aurora's going to go for Saverny on this one. I mean, there's a lot of talk about this overall. Aurora with a new drop spot over towards Saverny. It's not entirely new. They had been dropping there before, but it's never been like a fully confirmed thing. So again, for here, they can easily get over towards Saverny. They could still drop Sosnovka. It's a bit of a distance though. So we'll see what they end up doing here. Doesn't look like they're going Saverny.
चलो भाई मेरे ही दोस्त देख रहे हैं तो मैं हिंदी में क्यों बात कर रहा हूँ. हम बात करेंगे गुजराती में. छोया मैच के बाद आएगा. चलो सलक भाई 9 किल के साथ मोस्ट रेमेशन पे है भाई. जोरदार किल गई रहा है भाई.
Grab those vehicles, get onto your drop spot, get away with it. Taking a look at Pachinki, it looks like, nobody's going to try and bother Nick the Galaxy there. On the drop, anyway.
Quite nice to see this of our top players in terms of damage numbers. Flower up there in third place with 965. I mean, there was a lot of love we were giving
48 टॉप ऊपर है भाई. और ऐसो जोन भाई ना.
Massive impact on that game as well as we head down towards the southwest side of the map. And man, this
हाँ जोन जैसे क्वेरी नहीं आजू बाजू.
a lot of space very quickly. We also have a ton of water down towards that southern edge. We are squeezing our players in. It's also a weird rotational path for a lot of our teams on that north.
Alright, shoot right now. Just
Past Everest, decide how they want to play around with that. Do you want to play West Coast? Himself jumping over with the Naruto event.
Make sure that you head on into the game. Draw for the Naruto character, the Ninetales Fury AUG. Looks mighty impressive. Some of the game mode has been brilliant to play around with as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying that and leveling up.
तेरा chance है ना. East side, outside zone. Chance होता रहे.
Best skins we've seen in a long time. I can't tell if that's because I'm a big Naruto fan or not, but probably is. A little cute Kurama pet as well, which you can get your hands on, which I really want badly. And Max keeps teasing me with it every time.
Do you have a favorite jutsu?
Rasen Shuriken, probably. Just because that is the most. When it was first shown, I think it was.
मैं लोग रोज़ को मौसम करेंगे.
Jutsu ever used.
हाँ रोज़ को मैं लोग काउंटर ऑप्शन का. हाँ वो बोलेगा तो.
That's actually really ruined that guy. Yeah,
bad.
And then Naruto had to go to hospital because of using it.
Oh, that's
Show your time. Triangle में शो कर रहे हैं लोगों. रोंडो वाले strategy अपना उसको. लागे तो वो छे रोंडो वाले strategy अपना उसको.
Together as a group, so get in game, take part in the event. It's fantastic.
It is. It is. But we are enjoying it as we are enjoying unveiling these teams in this arena here.
Wow.
PMWC at the EWC 26. Ragnarok getting his cardio in on the push bike for GK. I imagine that'll be traded out as soon as he can for a motorized vehicle. Pedal power. Coach Connor. Oh, take a look at the Coach Connor.
Coach Connor देखा तो नहीं.
Hello boys.
Wave, please.
100 ऊपर हाले stream तो मैंने ही नहीं देखा तो मैं तो नहीं देखा तो.
Hell yeah. That's what we want to see. Ragnarok. I mean, the sound of the bike moving is really quite relaxing. And I feel like you can't relax in a situation like this. So I hope that they aren't going to be going for it. This is a little bit more petrol and exhaust fumes that you need to see. The pace coming on through DK to channel that previous match's momentum.
Exactly. Is that what we're going to talk about? They've just come off a great game. They currently have fantastic control over towards Gatka. They could even pick up God Compound if they wanted to. It's a little bit of an early send towards it, but with so much space being cut out here already on the map, I don't think it's a bad idea to full send, which looks like what they're currently trying to do right now. I mean, what's the biggest harm? It doesn't head down towards that south side just to figure out where else to play, but you do have prio on this, so why don't you just go for it? Fourth Rise, they like to
खाली रोटेशन कराना कोई मीनिंग नहीं है यार
Twin Yellows and Ferry Pier, which I always thought was quite a weird drop spot for Fourth Rise. I think they used to fully commit over towards Yellows. They didn't really step into Ferry Pier as much, and now because they've got a lot more tenure underneath their belt, they're like, hey guys, you stay out of Ferry Pier from now on. That's our corner. But for them, this is also a fairly easy rotate, sweeping underneath. Not a single team up towards Sosnovka though, John.
No, nobody went all the way down south. I mean, the plane path didn't really promote that sort of rotation. And I mean, as you say that, actually 2 players from Fourth Rise have gone down to the military island to
बीचो जोन बद्दू डिसाइड कर ले भाई
maybe protect a little bit of a rotation from that east bridge, which is maybe accessible.
अने नहीं लगता कि शिफ्ट था सर
Maybe trying to do. It feels
मिडल जोन बन सा
they're going to waste time. They're going to lose.
शिफ्ट आए तो वरन कुछ क्योंकि तेरा पानी ऊपर जोन बता शिफ्ट है ने लैंड ऊपर जाए तो उधर से बस
Nothing wrong with that. I think for Fourth Rise as well, they're going to be coming into this game looting and booting.
खाली फाइट तो कम ले वो
You really do need to use
अब तो कोई नाइस चलो
like I said, we're on board with
नहीं वो लोग बोल रहे हो
swung over towards
सुपर माली फाइट लगी है
Nigma Galaxy had a fantastic start in this game. Pachinki is a lovely spot to start from on this type of circle. They already sent 2 players down towards that south side though, and they're left behind Satan as well as Ralph inside of Pachinki to continue looting up. Bring the rest on through later.
Hopefully they don't get split off. Finding one of those quarry mouth compounds could be really
सर्च कर रहे ओ उतार देगा पूरो हालाई तो मैं रात से
out in the open, and Scarface picks up the point for Aaron with that flush coming on through. So
खराब मेरा यार खराब
Kelsey for the pickup. Scarface
छोड़ दो उल्फे अकेले पाले तो उल्फ डिजर्व करेगा
We did kind of gloss over it very quickly, but that was
बत्ता तेरे तो ऑलमोस्ट वाले टीम चाह रहा हूँ ये वो जे चाह रहा हूँ चारों रहा लास्ट मैच वो किकला ना कहीं पता किकला तो राइट फॉर्म में अच्छा निग्मा गैलेक्सी कब नहीं सो करे टीटी कब नहीं सो करे अरे वो नजीक थी मुझे शिफ्ट मारो पर ठीक है आदमी आलो को नहीं मारा अरे
Thank you. Thank you, Observer. Yeah, this was a nasty spray. I mean, perfectly lined up as he passes by the tree.
मारो खत्म चलो एक ओके हर वक्त नो है यार आलो को रोटेशन में कोकने मारी दी અને આટલું ઓપનમાં શું કામ રહેવું અત્યાર છે પેલો સ્ટેજ ચાલે આટલા ઓપનમાં ઉભા રહી ગયા अलग था एमवीपी અત્યારે તો 9 કિલો પડે ભાઈ આટલું ખરાબ કहाँ આવે ક્વોલિટી
push for them, right? It is an awkward push, but when you're coming in that late, I think there's still compounds to play up towards the eastern side of Gatka. You're slightly
आए सुपर है तो एकलो कर पाओ वाह बोटी है जो पढ़ना चालू कर दिया
but they make it fairly safe. I mean, only
RJC
quite a good result.
ये बदले के चेक होता उधर मजा आओ
Decently central position, but they're going to go further now as we
बराबर त्याग जाओ तो वो
DK extremely happy with the 2 positions they have locked down, but they will regroup off the back of this one. I think for easy for
अच्छी थोड़ा घणो जोन को डिसाइडेड છે સર અને કા અત્યારે જે ઓલાના પ્લેયર્સ છે ને એ કમ્પાઉન્ડ સેન્ચર અને પ્રોબેબિલિટી વધારે એ જ ને સ્ટ્રેટેજી બરોબર है भाई સોની બારી આરામથી છેલ્લે આવો રિંગલમાં જગ્યા મળવી અઘરી હોય પણ એટલી અઘરી ન હોય કમ્પેરેટિવલી મિરામારમાં બહુ અઘરું હોય જગ્યા મળવી
depending on how much conflict unfolds in the fields to their east. You know, fourth Thrives, they completely realize that, oh my god, it is probably massively chock-a-block over towards Quarry. So let's just swing around onto the west
હજી તો
side.
કોઈ ટીમને કોઈ એડવાન્ટેજ નથી, ઝોનનો એડવાન્ટેજ હજી કોઈ પાસે
Western coast,
બધા પોતાના રોટેશનમાં જ બિઝી રહેવાના છે.
wouldn't have been taken up already. Depends how early they got to circle. I'd love to watch that back later on.
બરોબર એજીનું એજી અમે જ્યાં જશે ત્યાં કોઈ હશે જ નહીં.
Taking their time out on the western side. AGAL playing the long game all the way up on the north side, just near crates right now, South George Pole. And we'll be playing quite late into the circle from the north side. Fortunately, there's not really too much to stop them moving in on the west coast road, maybe even crossing the fields to the west of Everest.
આ લોકોનો તો દિવસ જ ખરાબ.
Bit of a roadblock, or rather the roadblock runs into them. As Four Thrives find the back lines.
મફત ના ગેલું પડે ભાઈ આ ફલક. 40 ટૂંકમાં મફત ના જ ગેલું પડે.
They may lose even more if they're not careful.
Coops realizes he has
ફલક માટે પબ્લિક ગાંડી છે યાર.
stop off slightly, but that's going to move on. We'll regroup with the rest of the team. It's not a horrible compound to play either, but it does become a horrible compound with only 3 players. It's a lot of area to hold here. They can't really afford to go for a 2-2 split between the buildings because they don't have that 4th player. So I think we can
આ લોકો પોઝિશનમાં તો સારી છે, ત્યાં ઝોન આવશે. પણ બહુ નાનો એરિયા છે.
On the north side,
3 જણા માટે ઘણો નાનો એરિયા.
playing it slow as Four Thrives continue to sweep on the western edge.
ઝોન અગર જો ક્વેરી ઉપર ગયો ને એવું તો નહીં જ થાય. ક્વેરીની સાઈડમાં ઝોન બનશે.
Crunch in from the northern side on it, but
આ સાઈડે જ ઝોન આવશે.
the south expanses of this field.
એ જે અહીંયા તો છે ને અરોરાને જો અરોરાને ખબર છે ઝોન કઈ બાજુ જઈ શકે.
There are open angles.
મેં જોઈ લીધો એજી વર્સિસ અરોરા થવાના ચાન્સીસ છે ભાઈ. બસ અરોરા ઉપર જ ઝોન જશે ભાઈ, ફિક્સ છે. ક્વેરીમાં ઝોન નહીં આવે. અરે ક્વેરી છે ઝોન આવે. ના ના બરોબર બરોબર પહાડ છે ઝોન ગયો છે. સ્ટાર્ટિંગ વાળો ગેસ જ બરોબર હતો, પહાડ ઉપર જ ઝોન જશે. તોય ઠીક છે, આ વાળું જે કમ્પાઉન્ડ છે તો નહીં કરે. KRX વાળો સ્પ્લિટ મારો ને બહુ ભાઈ. KRX પર બહુ સારી સારી જગ્યા ભાઈ. એ જગ્યા 4 પ્લેયર માટે બહુ સારી. હા સિવાય ઉપરના પહાડ ઉપર કોઈ ફ્રીલી રમવા આવે છે. ઉપરથી નીચે મારો ઈઝી, પણ ઉપર કોઈ ઊભું નહીં રહી શકે. એટલી બધી ટીમ અલાઈવ છે હજુ, કોઈ ઊભું જ નહીં રહી. ઓ એજીનો ઓલમોસ્ટ ન હતો.
I think Four Thrives, I mean, they came from this area, they have a little bit of info, but Thundertalk's presence might be an unknown quantity for them. They're sending
અરે આ લોકો એ જગ્યા લીધી. નહીં 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 ના 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 KRX જ હતું.
There's an easy location to play there as well as high ground, looking down towards a lot of squads. My Furia,
આ લોકો ઝોનની બહાર રોટેશન કરો હર વખતે શું કામ જાય? સ્કોડ એક નો કઈ સારું છે યાર, એક કવર તો આપો. તમારો મરી ગયો તો એક કિલ તો કરીને જાય. આ લોકોનો પ્લાન શું છે? એક સેકન્ડ ગાડી અટકાઈ. ના RRQ નો ભાઈ જે પ્લાન છે ઝોનની બહારથી રોટેશન લેવા જાય છે બધા. ઓહો મોટી પહાડ ઉપર ઉભી છે. એ જગ્યા સારી એટલી છે પણ ખરાબ એટલી જ છે. ઓહો ફ્યુરિયા ને 40. અરે ગોઠવી નહીં જ છે. એ જગ્યા નથી સારી ભાઈ. 40 એમ તો 40 છે, એ મારી દેશે, જગ્યા લઈ જશે એ લોકો. તો ભાઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ જ નહીં. RRQ તો એ જ શું કરે છે ને મને સમજાતો નથી યાર. ત્યાંથી નથી પડતો ભાઈ. બહુ વધારે સેફ રમે છે આ લોકો.
Teams are a little bit more spread out, trying to win their
way.
Looks like it's plenty messy on the east though, as GOAT are stopping AGAL.
अरे ऑफ एंगल जोरदार. अरे मारे तो चल लगे.
Slow approach into this game. They've been in the blue for a very long time. They have
हाँ 40 पे पार થઈ ગયા
Rogues currently playing on a 2-2 split.
अरे नीचे वाला फ्यूरिया वाला कंपाउंड में क्यों आ गया
All gamers want to play this now because even Kedge is now having a little peek down towards that south
तो भाई
side.
कंपाउंड में छासे कौन भाई 40 ऊपर बैठी है तो
Happening. And all gamers are like, okay, well, this looks very rough going on towards the west. Let's try the north.
अरे अच्छी है
Straight into Ulf. So I think for all gamers, it has just been a very slow game, which has led to little information. They're going to have to
जोन खराब जगह बने आखो ओपन में जोन में
to try and cut a hole in the
ये आखो वच्चेनो एरिया जहाँ गीच है ये कंपाउंड से यहाँ कहीं छे ज नहीं
fast rotate from Ulf though, John.
वो खराब जोन है भाई
Pace, at speed, in they go, splitting the difference and not really
गीक पे रोटेशन जोरदार है भाई
maybe slamming straight into Geek.
अरे नहीं नहीं लगी रहा
The RX trying to hold their
થઈ જાય अरे बराबर अरे आतंकी मैं पहले नॉक कर रहा हूँ अरे कंफर्म कर ली तो शू आता है भाई जोरदार एक नंबर भाई एक किल कंफर्म देगा चलो
So back on board with the nades coming in through the windows here. Ulla wanting to hold out, but not quite connecting on either front. KRX.
अरे जी वो खराब पीछे गए यार रोटी ना ओजे ओजे पीछे गए जी
To try and go for those assists. No nades are really connecting here, Black.
हाँ ओला पे ओ भाई नहीं एचपी तो ओला पे एडवांटेज है चोको एडवांटेज है अरे बची गया भाई अरे बेनो के चलो रश अरे खराब जगह है भाई बे ऑफ वाला नॉक है अरे जोरदार भाई ओ शू नेड देखा है भाई प्रिसाइज नेड भाई जोरदार भाई केआरएक्स रमी गए भाई मिला हमें
Enigma Galaxy didn't manage to get in for a third party in time. In the meantime, on the southeast side, well, we're on board with AGAL there, but
अरे गयो
four thrives, suppressing Furia and go forcing them into a fight with one.
अरे फ्यूरिया ने गोट
The Elim feed, silence is going to fall.
एफएल ने रोटा भाई तो खराब जगह मटे फाइट ले यार तो
A fairly isolated fight.
नो जाओ हाँ अरे वाह माथी केआरएक्स आ गया अरोरा पीछे ही गया यार निकली जाए अरोरा निकली जाए छोड़दार भाई अरोरा छोड़दार अरे 14 एजे ऊपर है अरे यार डॉक फंसाई गयो वो खराब जगह है बड़े अलग को और भाई ना उल्फ छो एक सेक में किकला चढ़ा चलो आरो एक किलो पाली तो छोड़ दा चलो आरो भाई
Not too many teams are going to be able to take them down from this one. Aurora step in two with four thrives who are now up to 4 eliminations.
अरे यार अरोरा तो खराब हिस्सा ही जाए चलो इस गॉट नॉक उतार ही दे हाँ गोट वर्सेस फ्यूरिया भाई फ्यूरिया ने चलो बंदो नहीं पाछड़ कवर अरे छोड़दार भाई इजी है भाई फिर ये ऊपर ले वो पाछा आ रहा क्यों है अरे 40 आ भी गई अरे भाई अरे जोरदार भाई अरे यार आरआरक्यू ने 40 बच्चे फंसाएगा अरोरा ही नहीं अच्छा फ्यूरिया भाई नहीं निकली गई यहाँ तो मैंने जोन ही आवे फ्यूरिया नहीं निकलिएगा सिवाय बता जोन तरफ आया जाए अरे जोरदार आ रहा भाई अरे फलक ने अरे नाइस भाई चीफ भाई किल चोरी है तो किल चोरो भाई यहाँ से निकलू पॉसिबल नहीं अरे नहीं खराब है भाई उफाइजा उसाइफा मरवानो है यार हाँ नहीं जाएगा ऊपर और પાછળથી લઈ લીધો ભાઈ અરે એજી બહાર આવે રમવા માટે ના 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 સોના એજ ઉપર એજીનો એક જ પ્લેયર બાકી છે હાલ આ તો મરવાનો એ ફિક્સ જ હતો યાર નીકળો ને ત્યાંથી 40 વાળા નહીં ભેગું થાય નહીં નો કરો 40 વાળા બરોબર કવર છે પણ કોઈ મીનિંગ નથી ભાઈ 40 પીસાઈ ગઈ 40 મરી જાય અરે હારું ભાઈ મારે જોરદાર ભાઈ આરઆરક્યુ આજે ફૂલ ફોર્મમાં રમે ભાઈ સો ટકા યાર ક્યાં ન્યા ઝોન નતો તમે થર્ડ પાર્ટી લેવા શું કામ આવો છો 40
forced them to stay in that third party position. They didn't want to push back up. They might have
અરે હારું આતંકી ફસાઈ ગયા ફેલના હાથે
Zypher had overcommitted and they just weren't quite able to gain that momentum back. 4 elims, not that many placements. That's not how you want to try and convert. And when you look at GK's position, they are going to be able to catch you up as well as D1 KRX.
કહું ને યાર આખો ઝોન ઓપનમાં જ છે કે રમવા માટે તમારી પાસે કમ્પાઉન્ડ જ નહીં બધા ઝોનની બહાર જ અત્યારે બધાને ખબર છે કે અંદર જવું ભાઈ મફતના કિલ બનવા જવું ગીક પાસે જે જગ્યા આવે ને અરે ગીકનો નોક થઈ ગયો ગીક પાસે જોરદાર જગ્યા યાર એ લોકો શું કામ ખરાબ રમે હા જો ભાઈ નહીં નહીં કિલ કન્ફર્મ કર જોરદાર અરે જોરદાર આતંકી ભાઈ બરાબર કિલ કન્ફર્મ કરો બરાબર ठीक है भाई मुझे 6 किल काटने गए बरोबर 6-7 નો એવરેજ બરોબર હે ભાઈ આપણે ખાલી ટોપ 8 માં રહેવાનું અરે 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 જોરદાર ભાઈ અરે રહી ગયો ભાઈ જોરથી બચી ગયો અરોરા જોરદાર અરોરાનો તમે એક મેમ્બરે બાકી રાખો એના પછી ઈ સ્ટડી કરવા આવે આવે છે અરે નિગમા વાળા જે જીવે સારું હોય અરે ગીકને નીકળવું પડશે ઉલ્ફ 4 में નલાયો ઉલ્ફનો ચિકન થાય ગયા ભાઈ ઉલ્ફ ઝોન સેન્ટર હે હા પણ ત્યાં કવરના નામે કાંઈ નથી યાર બધી બાજુથી કરશે તો એ લોકો પીસાઈ જાય અરે ચલો ગીકના લાગી ગયા ગીક 0 કિલ ઉપર જવાની હે ભાઈ ગીક 0 કિલ ઉપર ભાઈ
as they retreat to try and get the res onto Ragnarok. They won't be able to keep him safe. Ralph and Lord now charging forwards. Coops to be the backup. They are isolated in this fight. No third parties, and the rest isn't there. He pops up, but will it be enough? Steps out with another angle. He goes immediately back down. Enters the front door.
0 પોઈન્ટર ભાઈ નહીં 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 2 પોઈન્ટ મળ્યા ના 7 પર એક જ પોઈન્ટ મળ્યો બહુ ખરાબ યાર 40 એ 4 પોઈન્ટ લઈ જાય કે KRX पे पूरा मौको है टेबल टॉप मारवानो KRX क्या था के KRX ने FL फाइट आला गेट कीप करे भाई FL वाला सुपर है बोलो पाड़ी सकते हो तो ये भाई FL वाला सुन रहा है पूरा है नहीं पीछा ही गया होगा और जोरदार भाई हाल मेरा बना वाला को आया वाला कोई मेरा जोरदार जोरदार भाई लास्ट मैन स्टैंडिंग आलो बे टीम ना लास्ट मैन स्टैंडिंग है किल कंफर्म करे जोरदार जोरदार एक नेड कांबूर करे गए जोरदार भाई शुक्र है वनથી નેટવર્ક ચોટી ગયો ભાઈ ચલો પૂરવાનો અરે આની પાસે બે કાળ નતો બરાબર
them to stay up
એનું
close to the
બચવો કરવો હે ભાઈ ટોપ્સ ના લાગી ગયા
There's some solid nade angle. Bounce looks good, but it only tickled, and he's stepping out wide. He's out in the
અરે
open.
મોઢા ઉપર જાય નેટ નો ઓ નસીબદાર હે ભાઈ
Down to a spray. Hoxie there, under pressure. The monster truck, keeping him safe. Another nade.
કમ ઓન ગાઈસ હા છોડ QCC હજી અલાઈવ ચલો આ ટુ મેન છે આ લોકો હવે તો ફૂલ ચિકન હે ભાઈ અરોરાના બે મેન અલાઈવ એ લોકો માટે ઝોન નહીં આવે પણ અરે ઝોન નહીં આ લોકો માટે ચલો હવે હવે કરવું ભાઈ હવે ઉલ્ફ માટે આ કરો ઉલ્ફને આ લોકો ઝોનમાં નહીં આવવા દે ઉલ્ફને નિગમાં બે પાસ પાસ આ લોકો નહીં જવા દે સ્કારફેસ ઉપર હે ભાઈ બધી વસ્તુ
Devastating for their points tally. They need to get a little bit more out of this one. Currently, Ulf is stuck a little bit further out the side. Trying to watch for teams
ટોપ્સ ના
coming
મોઢે
in
જાય
from the south side, which I think makes sense. Try and clear that area as much as possible.
Top is pretty isolated.
ટોપ ઓફ એંગલ ઉપર હે ભાઈ ટોપ નિગમન લગાડી દે
Down by either top or a player from Ulf. It's going to be a little bit easier for him to find something catch. As that's coming through from the Ulf. No, hang on a minute. Where is that coming from? I think that might be Ralph who's taking shots out to catch. But Lord is going to fall down. And Top now can start to chime
ચલો ઠીક है બે એક એક નોક આપ્યા
Indeed he does. He gets that flush. He steals that point.
આ લોકો નહીં આવી હવે ઝોનમાં નહીં આવી હવે બેમાંથી એક ટીમ નહીં આવી હવે KRX કે અરોરાનું ચિકન હે ભાઈ
They're now on the back of the queue against Ulf to try and move their way forwards. Do they have the gumption? Do they have the power?
Coops fully stimmed up right now. Frothing at the mouth, looking for those elims. Ralph comes in from
નહીં 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 હરી દો
nothing off the back of this, and it absolutely is the case. Coops now has to make a recovery off the back. 3 seconds left on that grenade.
હોપ્સ ફાઇનલ લીધે વાંધા પડી ગયા ઓલો રશ કરવા દે ને એંગલ જ નહીં કવર દેવા માટે
Meantime, trying to get the rest of their players back up on the sidelines. It could be big. Sticky grenade out next. Aaron extremely low.
અરે સ્કેમ ઓલી નાખી હે ભાઈ ઓકે ઠીક છે ચલો
The info that Coops was able to gather from Ralph's roll forwards was that
ભાઈ ઓલી ફોરમેન અલાય
they've got the rest. Now they've got more, but Coops still has something.
નહીં નહીં નો રશ કરવા જા ભાઈ ઓલો પાછળથી એંગલ લઈ નહીં પાય
As the rest of Ulf are taking damage, that's coming through from across the way.
ઓરે એના બે જણા નોક હે ઓ ભાઈ ત્રણ જણા નોક હે
It's on a tear. Catches down.
સ્કારફેસ સોલો અલાય ભાઈ બહુ સ્ટ્રેસ લઈ લીધું મેં કીધું તું સ્કારફેસને કરવું પડશે તો
Confirms the points, and into the fight he goes.
બહુ વધારે સ્ટ્રેસ લઈ લીધું ભાઈ ગેમે સ્કારફેસ કરવું પડશે ભાઈ ભેગો હવે તો અરે એની પાસે સોંગ KRX ભાઈ KRX અરોરા સ્કારફેસ એક્સની ખડી કરી ગયા ભાઈ એકની ના છોડ કાંઈ નહીં કરી ગઈ અરે પોતાનો વાહ જોરદાર ભાઈ અરે પોઈન્ટ નો દેવાનો અરોરા પર જગ્યા મસ્ત છે પણ QCC લોકેશન પ્રોબ્લેમ કરી ગયા ટોપને ખબર હોવી જોઈએ લાગે તો ખબર હે હા ખબર હે ખબર હે ખબર હે
Fairly close together. It's nades. The peak angles that they can take probably going to be quite.
मैंने सेकंडरी लोकेशन ની ખબર જ છે ને
Foxy being in that shack may be a detriment to them. With the position it takes on the circle, the next zone closes dead center. He's going to have to leave.
હા હા
So when does he do it?
ચલો એ સેક વાળો તો વધારે ઇમ્પેક્ટ નહીં આપી શકે મારા ખ્યાલથી નો આપવો જોઈએ
The fact that Aurora's playing the north side,
બરોબર
towards the south, they have
નેક્સ્ટ ડિસિઝન
a lot of plays that other teams try
બે ટીમ હારે હારે રમો યાર હા હારે રમો
is magnificent, but they are down to limited materials. 3 nades, 2 smokes, 3 nades on top. Just try and move around the side.
જોરદાર ભાઈ ટોપ ની જગ્યા લઈ લે ના ના નો લે તમે લોકો હારે જ રમો પરફેક્ટ 2v2 કરો યાર
Trying to get that off angle, but now has to step back in as Hoxie putting Ziol under pressure. Top gets to step into the firing line, but draws the attention and.
યાર લોકેશન હોઈ ગયા છે ઓનલાઈન
From KRX, I love the layering with the vehicles. Had to be done there to ensure that
અરે મસ્ત નેડ હતો ભાઈ
you get one sightline onto a singular player in the vehicle. Whilst you've got 2, you may as well use them. These nades starting to come through now, trying to get some damage done. Hoxie's back up to 7.
અરે નો પાલ
Nades on target. It's
પૂરું અરોરાની ગેમ હે ભાઈ અરોરાની ગેમ હે ભાઈ
right up in his face. They go
ના એમ તો QCC અલાય ભાઈ યાર નહીં આ તો 1v2 કરી લે
This
लेकिन टॉप है ना भाई, जोरदार भाई। चलो खत्म है चलो। बराबर है, इजी मैच है तो भाई, इजी मैच है। अरोरा માટે इजी चिकन, वो खराब जोन बनो यार, उल्फून चिकन है तो बाकी। चलो नेक्स्ट मैच में मिला लो।
good enough? You know what? Yeah, pick a side. You know, enough of this fencing. We're going into this game. From Novo up to Stalborough, heavy east lean on the plane part flank. Places like George Pole, pretty inaccessible. Savoni, though, for Aurora, should be pretty chill. Well, I mean, they could do both, right? They could easily do
प्लेन
both.
पर दिखा रहा हूँ
Aurora, Sodnok could drop here.
नो ऊपर से चाय है स्टिल बन लगे
Savoni, you got the loot truck over there as well, so Endershaw they want to.
ઓછી કમ્પેરેટિવલી ઘણો સારો રમે છે
Seem like Aurora is dropping out over towards Sodnok.
7 ની એવરેજ લઈને ચાલે પેલા મેચમાં 8 કર્યા હતા બીજા મેચમાં 6 કર્યા
Not doing badly, not doing badly. I think that they have the right idea of it.
KRX टॉप ऊपर है भाई
Game just saw when the greed did come through.
40 માં ભાई પેલા મેચમાં જે ફલક રહીમો હે ભાઈ 9 કિલ કર્યા પેલા મેચમાં ભાઈ
Met their demise soon afterwards. The old defenses on those locations. But I do think that for Geeky, there was
ઓછીનો ડ્રોપ મળ્યો છે ને સ્કૂલનો ડ્રોપ હતો મારા ખ્યાલથી એનો
inexperience here and there is coming back to bite them in those
ઓ
situations.
1 સેકન્ડ ડ્રોપ લેશે અમે નહીં નહીં તો ગોર્ડનમાં છે ઓજીમાં તો એટલો કઈ વધારે પ્રોબ્લેમ નહીં
Swallow after that last game versus Coops. But yeah, it's a tough position to play inside that shack. That's all they really had to work with. I don't think they had too many vehicles either. Otherwise, they might have set up a bit more of a junkyard in that location. This time around, looking for small points.
અરે શું જોને ભાઈ
Shaping up quite nicely on the leaderboard. It's nice
ભાઈ
to see
એજીનો મેચ થાય કે
up in front. In first place is KRX.
જે ભાઈ ઝોન આવવાનો હોય બીજો બી આવશે
All gamers, OGs even up there, which is cool to see.
બીજો ઝોન બી ન્યા જ આવવો જોઈએ અને બાકી આ મિલ્ટા શેલ્ટર બાજુ બનશે
Circle did pop during that flank, and it is heavy southeast. It looks like we're going to all corners of Erangel.
ऊपर साइड ઝોन बनवाने पॉसिबिलिटी है
Majority of, well, all of
सेंटर साइड बनवाने पॉसिबिलिटी
as well. So access is potentially there. Could potentially see some other.
और आर के मुफ्त ना किल भाई बहुत खराब है यार ओ ओ भाई साहब सू जिगल गई रो भाई હવે ઓલા મારો આવશે ભાઈ હવે ઓલા મારો આવશે लॉबी इंटरनेशनली भाई इंटरनेशनल अच्छा है एक एक प्लेयर में इतना दम है ओके मेरा चालू है अरे पाजी
We are live from Paris currently. A lot of fans here with us, which is nice to see.
हजी सुधे तो भाई ओजी 3 मैन अंदर रही है
Their favorite teams.
हर एक मैच में 3 मैन रमती हूँ જોઈ આ મેચમાં 4 મેન રહે તો સારું
Love to see it. Getting in and amongst it. Think Galaxy.
મફત નહીં લૂંટા ઓજે બહુ સારી એવી જગ્યાએ છે લૂંટના મામલે કહું છું બાકીની કોઈ ઝોન નહીં
Wide open. Plenty of ordnance to send down range. And in they go. Coop's going to be taking on the center there.
ઓજીને બસ ગાડીઓ ગોતરી દે ઓજી એટલું બહુ છે રિકોલ વાળા ગેરેજ ઉપર એક ગાડી મળી જશે અને સ્કૂલ પાસે બી ગાડી મળી જશે બધા પોતપોતાના પ્રીડિસાઇડેડ ડ્રોપ ઉપર જ છે
Yeah, what I was talking about is a huge amount of water that's involved here. It is a gargantuan amount. I think for a lot of players, they're quite salty about it, just like the sea, because this is giving very few areas to play. And as you move over towards that southeast side, you're on that slope down towards Miltpower. You have the Deadwoods. This is not a very...
નિગમા ગેલેક્સી પેલા પોઈન્ટ પેલા મેચમાં 0 પોઈન્ટ હતો લાસ્ટ મેચમાં 10 પોઈન્ટ નીકાળી લીધા સારું है સારું है
Very slow rollout. Most teams realize they're going to be playing edge for a long time off the back of this one.
હજી તો હું તારીફ કરતો હતો
See those two of our youngest fans in the crowd grow old enough maybe to play in these tournaments themselves. It's going to be a little bit of a slow one, but all for making their way.
ટીટી બહુ ખરાબ હાલે બે મેચમાં એક જ પોઈન્ટ થયો ટીટીને જગ્યાએ નથી મળતી ને જોવે નથી મળતો
On the north side, Flasher pushing in past that mansion prison area. looking to send on towards the top of the hill, towards that lumberyard position potentially.
બરોબર એફએલ જે જાય છે ને આ ઝોન આવવાના પોસિબિલિટી છે
Around those shelter entrances.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we've got some loud fans in the crowd today. We've got some chanting.
બાકી એજી મજા આવે
Always good to see. I mean, they've got
સૌથી સારી જગ્યાએ એજી
they deserve it with some of the performance they've been putting up so far. 23 points currently.
Wolf ને Furia.
Off a little bit though coming into this game. Pull back off the gas.
Mhm.
Right? I don't think they need to go too hard just yet. They have some strong players.
લોકો આરામથી રમે કોઈને નથી મારવા વાળો પછી નથી
Probably the most smack talk I've ever heard from Falak before. He's a very respectful guy at the end of the day, despite being such a menacing game. But yeah,
Furia gatekeep કરીએ કે
for Falak, smack talk consists of
ના
if I am consistent.
કરું તો નો જોઈએ લોકોએ gatekeep નીકળી જાવ ત્યાંથી
I think that's, to be fair though, I kind of think that's true of maybe any player in this lobby.
No.
It's about it, but it is that consistency is so crucial, right?
Well, it depends what consistency is.
Yeah, okay.
Consistently.
Yeah, okay.
KRX નો last match ઘણો સારો હતો
50% of the lobby. If they are all
ઓહો
consistently performing,
ઝોન સેન્ટર જવાની તૈયારી હાલે KRX ની નેક્સ્ટ ઝોનમાં
anybody on their best day could sweep a lobby like this.
Hey, but
100% નેક્સ્ટ ઝોનમાં સેન્ટર જવાની તૈયારી હાલે
throw you a curveball right now. All right.
લાસ્ટ મેચમાં બી એવું ચાલતું હતું
Okay. Put Doc on his best day. How many other players really live up to that hype?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? If Doc's on his best day, nobody stands a chance.
How many? If we say everyone else is on their best day, still, how many players live up to Doc on his best day?
Okay, yeah, fair.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You picking up what I'm putting down
there are levels to this.
There are
Absolutely.
levels.
You know, there's
અરે ગોટે પહોંચી ગઈ છે હજી પાછા એક મને લાગી ગયા હા ભાઈ ને નહીં બચી જશે
been a long while coming, but I like the little rev of the engine in that last match. Now to unleash.
Catches though as well.
ડ્રાઈવર હારો હે ભાઈ
They are completely split right now. I feel like this is something that
ગાડી હલાવી બહુ અઘરી હે
way too often. Is that they just split 2 and 2 and they're opposite sides of the map.
You have to give these guys a little bit of credit right now. This is a horrendous location to make. Everyone knows it's really difficult to play out here. This is a fairly central location in the circle. You leave 2 players behind to try and get as much as possible. Nick the Galaxy, and then you just make this wild approach.
ગીક ફ્યુરિયા ને વોલ્ફ તમે થોડી ખડવા દેવા છો
Ridiculously well. They have 2 players over on the
એફએલ ઉપર જોન જવાની પૂરેપૂરી સંભાવના હોય ભાઈ મને લાગે સેન્ટર શિફ્ટ થશે સેન્ટર નહીં જાય તો એફએલ ઉપર તો જોન હશે જ
They take a huge gamble, but again, for them, gambles are
ઓહો બહુ ખરાબ જગ્યાએ થઈ ગઈ ફ્યુરિયા બે બાજુથી પડી શકે
They managed to get 10 on their second match, and
તો ફ્યુરિયા પાસે અમે જવા માટે બીજી બે ડિરેક્શન છે
a little bit further. So
એ આરામથી નીકળી જાવ
I don't mind this.
ઝોનની બહારથી રોટેશન હાલે
On the tables.
વાસના પોલી ને પાછળ
For Nick the Galaxy.
ના નહીં વાસના નથી
They've got
વાસના હતો ખબર
just to go before they find their other duo. It's a long road ahead of them on the south side, particularly fraught with danger.
Step 2, yeah.
જોઈએ ચલો ઝોન કઈ બાજુ જાય છે
We can get to profit, but yeah, step 2's got to come through first.
Yeah, and they've got Aurora.
અરોરા પહોંચ્યા છે
This is a pretty nice.
અરોરા સેન્ટર પર તો નહીં જાય
It's safe to say for the backstop.
બરાબર છે ભાઈ છે એફએલ એફએલ એજે ઓહો એજે ઝોન સેન્ટર પહોંચી ગઈ એફએલ ની બાજુમાં જ છે એજે બરાબર છે
North of Milter up towards that lumberyard, the deadwood as well.
જોરદાર ભાઈ
Try and find their place amongst the trees. It is going to be quite close.
નિગમાના બાકીના પ્લેયર ક્યાં છે
Bit too close, I think, for most of their liking.
નિગમા બહુ ખરાબ જગ્યા ઉપર હે
Coming across the backstop duo of Nick
નિગમા પ્યોર અરે બાકીના પ્લેયર ક્યાં છે એના અરે બે ઝોનની એજ ઉપર હે હવે ઓલા લોકો કેવી રીતે આવશે કે આ બચીને જશે કેવી રીતે
Which is going to cut out a little bit of a cone around that central area of this.
બહુ ખરાબ યાર નિગમાનો એક પ્લેયર ફસાઈ ગયો
Don't care about the Pubg. Try and get ourselves as central as possible. Work our way into this one. Not a lot of fights going through. Teams more focused on the wheel. 10 and 2 right now to get into this circle.
રિફ્યુઝ બહુ વધારે આગળ હે અરે રિફ્યુઝ નહીં સિયોલ
On this one coming up shortly. Nick the Galaxy move over further towards that.
ડોકની ડ્રાઇવિંગ બહુ ખરાબ હે મારો 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 ફ્રી કિલ फ्री किल भाई आराम दे अरे वो बे नॉक करना ही वाला लोग ફૂટી નથી રમતી ભાઈ, આવી ફૂટી નહોતી ક્યારે. પૂરું રહી ગયો પૂરું.
D24 is a goner. Zypher stays alive though with the protection of the hovercraft. It's going up in smoke. It's on fire now. Forced out. More nades. DK playing siege to them. IQ wanted to try and stay
શું હતું શું કામ બે હારા મારી ટીમે. હાલો ફરી આવીને કિલ ઉપાડી લેવાની ફરી. અરે હારો એ ડોક નો કર નહીં હો કાઉ. મેં હજી જસ્ટ કીધું તો યાર ડોક નથી હારો ડ્રાઈવર.
Ulf's getting involved now. They got some good shots there, able to do a little bit more damage with Zypher on a sticky situation.
જીકે નીકળી જવું તો યાર, આ બે ટીમ એકબીજાને માર નાખશે.
Too much out of this team so far. All gamers were instant towards the central of the
ઓ
circle.
આખો નેડ જોયો હે ભાઈ.
They are playing around that lumberyard area.
ફલકે મરી ગયો. લાસ્ટ મેન સ્ટેન્ડિંગ 40 ભાઈ બહુ ખરાબ રમી યાર. ટાઈમ તો એ લોકોનો વાકઈ નતો. મફતના કિલ લેવાના ચક્કરમાં એ મફતના કિલ બંને હોય.
Also losing a player. They're pretty happy. GK going down to 2. First place looking pretty nice right now for them. But remember this is a
KRX ભાઈ KRX ટોપમાં જ રહેવાની.
Indeed in Group B after this, but it's always good to have an early lead. And that is exactly what they're going to be looking to do here. Q1 DRX on the north side, they are chilling.
Yeah, KRX fighting right now. They are having a good time.
ફરી ફોરિયા બધા માટે. ઓ ભાઈ એજીને જવાની જરૂર જ નહોતી.
This is a massive gamble. I completely agree with you. Right, they've hit sevens across the board though, and it's worked out.
આ લોકો કરે
Got themselves a loot crate. I mean that is lucky. That is a little bit.
ટોપ સ્પાઈને મફતનો કિલ કા બનાવો.
Because again, Enigma Galaxy has thrown away a lot of.
હા હા તન ટીમે ઓજી માથે જાય ઉલાઈ ની આ પડી હે.
I think Coops is that secret bit of sauce that they do require to get.
ઓહો ટીના લાગી ગયા હે ભાઈ.
This must be how Aurora lost their player.
અરે ભાઈ હારું આજે જોરદાર રમે ભાઈ. એમ્પિરાનો મેચમાં 4 કે 5 કિલ કર્યા. ઓકે ભાઈ સારું કન્ટ્રીબ્યુશન જોરદાર આપ્યું હારું.
There was always that question for OGs that does.
ત્યારે ઉઠી ટોપ ઉપર હારું ચાલે ઓજી માથે.
PMWC seems like these guys have been doing a lot.
હા બહુ ખરાબ ક્લેશ. અરે સારું માર્યું ભાઈ, ઘણું સારું માર્યું. કમ ઓન ઉલ્ફ, મફત ના ગયેલા ઉલ્ફ ભાઈ. મેં ગોટે ઉપર લીધો. અરે બચી જશે ઓલો યાર. ના નહીં બચે. ના બચી જશે. હા બચી જશે. એક મસ્ત ડીપ પડે. હા હેડ માર દીધો ઓલા. અરે હાલ હાલ આની માથે બી થર્ડ પાર્ટી આવી. આ લોકો બહુ ખરાબ જગ્યાએ પણ અત્યારે કિલ ઉપાડી લે. ઉલ્ફ વાળા કિલ ઉપાડી ગયા યાર. જો એક નોક થઈ ગયો. આરઆરકી પહોંચી ગઈ હે. એજી પીસાઈ ગઈ હવે. પાછું પોતાની જગ્યાએ જવામાં પીસાઈ ગઈ યાર. પહેલા ન્યા જ રહ્યા હોત તો કઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ જ નતો થવાનો. સોની સાઈડ જ આવવાનો હતો.
Side down towards the side of crates. Not a horrible place to play, but it really depends on the next circle rate.
खराब यार.
It's so hard to know where it's going to go because it's still folding over towards Deadwoods. It's still folding back the other way towards Mills of Power.
બધા ખરાબ જગ્યાએ છે. એજી તો બહુ વધારે ખરાબ જગ્યાએ. એજી નીકળી જાય તો સારું ભાઈ. અરે યાર મેપલ નહીં યાર. આ શું કરે છે આ લોકો? ભાઈ ઓલા શું કર્યું હે ને એ શું સ્પ્રે થઈ ગયો હે ભાઈ. યાર ઓપનમાં ઓલાને લેવા માટે ઉભો રહી ગયા. મેપલને નતું મરવાનું યાર. મેપલનો વાક મેપલનો. और अब तो मैंने असल्टर हो गया. अरे भाई मस्त है. चलो मफत ना खेले तो. मफत ना खेले भाई. कौन है नाम है कहीं आईपुर नहीं आलो को. ओ भाई अरे हमें जोरदार मार रहे यार. ये उन्होंने एचपी बचा है. अरे भाई ओ शिफ्ट तो जो यार सेंटर जोन જવાનો તો શિફ્ટ. અરે ભાઈ ઉલ્ફ મરવાના હે યાર. ઉલ્ફ તો અરે ઓ ભાઈ कवर है भाई, एक नंबर कवर है भाई।
As well as Nick McGalaxy on that south coast side, they can sweep through. Furia look at a
अरे भाई 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 એલા 1 સેકન્ડ ઓલો ના હજી પાડ છે સોનમાં છે હજી વુલ્ફ માટે ખરાબ વુલ્ફ નીકળી જવું છે
the guy is insane. You've talked about
यहाँ સર્વાઈવ કરવું નસીબની વાત है भाई વુલ્ફ માટે હા હા સૌથી પહેલા 40 જ બાર થાય બિચારાનો નસીબ જ ખરાબ પેલો મેચ જેટલો સારો ગયો હતો એના પછીના મેચમાં પહેલા મેચમાં 19-20 પોઈન્ટ થઈ ગયા હતા બે મેચમાં થઈને 25 પોઈન્ટ મળ્યા
inside this lobby that they have a fantastic chance at least a top 3.
अरे यार फ्यूरियानो साइलेंस है मरे गया
They have to be a format. Kelsey gets back towards the squad and this is a great start for them. The rest of the teams will be starting to flow on.
ठीक है चलो वो जी 4 में लाइव साथी
You've got Aurora down towards that south
वो जी वुल्फ नो करो यार
longer understanding the mini milter as well as the compound down towards the south.
આ લોકો બહુ ખરાબ જગ્યાએ ખબર નહીં નિગ્મા ગેલેક્સીના જગ્યા શું કામ ગમી ગઈ છે એ 1 સેકન્ડ એનો પ્લેયર પાણીમાં
I feel like if you made your predictions over on the EWC app,
હાય સાહેબ
if you put Ulf in, you might be pretty happy right now.
यार ઓલો ઉપર આવશે નહીં પેલા બીજો ઝોન ચાલુ થઈ ગયો છે
I feel like if you put Nick McGalaxy in as a prediction as well, that could have been
ચલો ટોપે મારે
an outsizing one. Yeah, I think certainly given the start.
અરે ઉલ્ફ નો કર ઉલ્ફ બહુ ખરાબ જગ્યાએ યાર આમી ઉલ્ફ મરી જાય પૂરું ઉલ્ફ નું ભાઈ હવે શું કામ તમે એવી જગ્યા લેવો યાર ત્યાં કવરના નામે કઈ નથી પાછળ પહાડ હા 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 નેટ હારો હે ભાઈ થોડો કંડક હતો
I mean, I think maybe the 2-2 split was just
અરે હારું આવે
also get involved and this is a 4
આ સાઈડ નો આવે
down to it. Scarface and Ketch got a big goal.
હારું મફતમાં ખેલ લેવા વાળામાંથી ત્રીજો અમે ચાલે હજી કઈ હેડ ઓન ફાઇટ નથી લેતી હોજી
from getting involved as a third party on the north side, taking one of their players out.
और सुनेड
You got Q and DRX on that north side as well.
अंडा को नेट नाखे भाई एफएल वाला
A lot of pressure is going to be felt by the positions on the coastline. This southwest side that we're on board with now.
ચાલો કોરસ કરશે
As Flash are rolling around the ridge lines but not quite.
બસ શું કામ રમવું યાર ઝોન નથી ને યાર
RRQ awaiting.
ઓકે હા આરઆરક્યુ છે હા આરઆરક્યુ માટે મફતમાં ખેલે યાર અરે નો જાઓ ઓજી ભાઈ ઝોનની બહાર ફાઇટ લેવા હું કામ આવો છો હા હું હતું ઓ ભાઈ મસ્ત માર્યું હે ભાઈ જોરદાર માર્યું હે ઓજી મફતના કિલ બનવા હુકામ આવે છે give up कर ले भाई लियो भाई बराबर है लियो भाई और भाई डिफेंड कर ली तो यार ये जी अरे लियो ये चीज है ना ना यार कम ऑन ओजी भाई मफत ना किल तो उपाड़ी लो अरे होला बे जना नो के अरे आरआरक्यू आई हुई आरआरक्यू उतरी गई यार ओजी ना ओजी કેટલા એક કિલ પડ્યો એક કિલ મળ્યો હે ખાલી કમ ઓન ભાઈ રેન્ડમ મારો તમને મરી જાય કિલ મફતમાં કિલ જાય બધા તમે અમે શું કામ ને ફાઇટ લેવા ઉભા રહ્યા ઝોન નથી ને શું કામ તમે ફાઇટ લેવા ઉભા રહ્યા અને આ શું હે ભાઈ એલા મેન મારાને માર નોકને કામ પૂરો કરસ મેન માણસને માર અરે ઓજી બહુ બકવાસ મેચ હતો ભાઈ એજી 5 કિલો પડી ગઈ ભાઈ એજી ડિફેન્ડ કરી ગઈ અરે કેઆરએક્સ ના બંદા પાછળ જ છે અરે કે સોલો બેચો ઉલ્ફના બે જણા બેચા હા 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 પોતાનું જ છે બધું પેલા બે ટીમ છે લોકો પાસે ઝોન નથી કોટ વાળા નહીં જવા દે જવા ન દેવું જોઈએ કોટ વાળા નહીં જવા દે કેઆરએક્સ છે ભાઈ કેઆરએક્સ નું ચિકન થાય કે ચિકન એટલે ટેબલ ટોપ જ રહેલો
first game. Watching him with his head on the pillow was
ટીટી ના નસીબ કેવા ખરાબ હે યાર 3 કિલો ઉપાડ્યા પણ એનો છણો ક્યાં પાણીની અંદર પડ્યો પૂરું હે ને એનું આ લોકોને ઝોન નથી મળતો ટોપ 10 હોક કર્યો યાર આરઆરકે વાળાએ ફિર ઉભરો કરી નાખશે રહી ગયો ભાઈ બરોબર આને બીજું કઈ કામ જ નહીં ઉપાડ ભાઈ કિલ જેટલા તો એકલા ઉપાડ ચલો એ લોકો ઝોનમાં તો એટલીસ્ટ અરે ક્યારેક રશ કરી ગઈ એક જ જણો આવ્યો હતો આ શું કર્યું યાર ઓલો ઓપનમાં આવીને એના બે ટીમમેટને પૂરો કરીને વયો ગયો ના ના એક ટીમમેટને પૂરો કરીને પણ સ્ટીલ ભાઈ પૂરો વાળાનો અરે ભાઈ જોરદાર ભાઈ ક્યુસીસી કમ ઓન ભાઈ અરે લ્યો ભાઈ ક્યારેક પણ થઈ ગયા એ લોકો પાસે બીજો કોઈ ઓપ્શન નતો એ સાઈડના ઝોનમાં એક જ જગ્યાએ હતા ત્યાં તમે ઊભા રહી શકો મને જ લાગતું ટેબલ વધારે હાલશે એમ તો ઓલા આરઆરકે વાળો 3 જણાને પકડીને ઊભો હોય ભાઈ આ લોકો માટે ઝોન તો આવવાનો નથી આવે તો નસીબની વાત હે ભાઈ તો પછી અરોરા આજે જીતી ગયા નહીં આવ્યો એકલો જ 5-10 મીટર હે ને ભાઈ ત્યાં કઈ છે જ નહીં ઊભું રહેવા માટે બધા બે જણા ખાલી ગાડી ફોડી છે ત્યાં ઊભા હે એકલી જ જગ્યા હે બાકી જગ્યા છે જ નહીં ત્યાં કવરના નામે કઈ નહીં ત્યાં ઝોન ભાઈ ના જોરદાર હે ભાઈ પેલા બે રેંગલના ઝોન જોરદાર હતા ઓપનમાં ભાઈ ના નો લેવા જા ભાઈ જવા દે ગાડી નિકમાં થઈ ગયા ચિકન યાર સૌથી પહેલા રોન્ડોમાં સ્ટાર્ટિંગમાં જ મરી ગઈ હતી આખી ટીમ આજે ઝોનમાં હા ટોપ 3 માં ટોપ 4 માં આવ્યો છે
If one of them takes a heavy hit and drops down to try and preserve the health bar, it could be that
હા ભાઈ આની હા જોરદાર
and he hasn't made a move for a long time.
આના પછીનો ઝોન ઓપનમાં જવાની શક્યતા વધારે ત્યાં લગી જે ટીમ મરી ગઈ એના હિસાબથી એના પોઈન્ટ મળશે પીટી વાળો ઠીક હે એ નહીં ઉપર આવી ગયા
Smoke's gonna have to be used here to get him up into position.
ગોટ વાળા ઉપર સારો ઝોન છે અત્યારે એ એજ ઘણી સારી આ લોકોથી નહીં થાય યાર ગેમિંગ સ્ટાર્સ 2 મેન જ છે એ લોકો 9 કિલો પડ્યા છે આખા મેચમાં ટાઈમો ઘણો સારું છે અને કરું છું પણ જોવે આરઆરકે વાળો અરોરાને હેરાન કરે કે નહીં અરે આ શું તો એંગલ લઈને ને બેઠો ઠીક હે ભાઈ ને ઝોનના પોઈન્ટ જોયો હવે અરોરા ચિકન કાઢીએ કે કેમ કે નિગમા ને ગોટ એકબીજા હારે બાજી લે સિવાય આ લોકો ન્યા જ જાય એમ તો હજી સ્કાર્ફેસે જોવે
They almost have to play in alongside with Goat because Goat is so secure in this location.
ઉલ્ફે વધારે કઈ માર્યું નથી આખા મેચમાં પણ ઠીક હે એ લોકો પાસે ઝોન હજી હશે એના પછીના ઝોન હશે
There's the MG3 job. Yeah, it was. I spotted that one earlier in the Eden feed. I forgot to bring it up, but they did manage to pick that one up.
બરાબર અમે ઘણા ટાઈમ થઈ ગયો છે
Chinky.
હા જો ભાઈ
Marshalling it ever since the hands of Satan.
ઠીક है જે लगे ओके
Trying to find a player.
ओके हाँ
Quite connecting this.
चलो ઓલાનો પ્લેયર આ બેને ઉપાડીએ કે એક ને તો હળી કરી લેવો જોઈએ બાકી વલ્ફ વાળા જ મારી નાખશે ખતમ હે આ ઝોન થી એકોઈ ટીમ ઝોનમાં નહીં હોય વલ્ફ જ હશે મારા ખ્યાલથી ઝોનમાં અરે શું શિફ્ટ માર્યો નિગમા ગેલેક્સી ની ગેમ થઈ ગઈ.
over towards Enigma Galaxy on that southeast side, but
આવો શિફ્ટ હતો એ સર ટીટી વાળો જીવશે છેલ્લે લગી. હા હાડી કરવાનો હતો ભાઈ.
Aurora still taking so much trouble.
ભાઈ ઓલો ટીટી વાળો જીવશે છેલ્લે લગી.
Circle though for Aurora. What are your choices?
ટીટી વાળો #2 હે ભાઈ.
You could probably try and rock up over towards where Ulf is playing on this north side.
એને ખાલી બેવાનું છે એનું કઈ કામ જ નહીં. કોઈ આમ કરે તો ઠીક મને ટીટી વાળો મારે.
The rocky outcrops is probably the best way to go because if you try and crash Enigma Galaxy you get shot at by Go.
એમાંથી એક જણો પડ્યો ને એટલે પૂરું. હા 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 હા. સ્પ્રે હતો ભાઈ. હવે ગોટ વર્સિસ નિગમા ગેલેક્સી છે. ગોટ પર હજી એ જ તોય થોડુંક બહાર તો આવવું પડશે. નિગમા 4 મેન અલાઈવ એ લોકો પ્લેઇંગ એરિયા નથી વધારે હું માનું. ચલો ઓલો ઝોનમાં મરી જાય. ચોટે યાર આ લોકોની સ્ટ્રીમ તો મારી શું ચોટે. ભલે થોડી પાછળ વધારે ચોટ છે.
Yeah, it does, but also Ulf now's giving away their position. Rough idea of where they are. Good shot again. I mean,
બરાબર છે.
Ulf is spotting them.
ઓલા વાળો કઈ ભેગું ન કરી શકો. એક કિલ નથી કર્યા ભાઈ. ટીટી વાળો #2 હે. 3-4 મરી ગયો. ટેબલ ચેન્જ નથી થવાનું. ઓલ્ફ વાળા ચિકન નહીં કાઢી શકે.
Very, very quick. And remember, there is still that solo, so it's pretty much 3. Undertalk leaving their lone wreck down on the bottom of the cliffs. Shotgun in hand, cowering underneath the rocks.
એક જણો પડ્યો ને નિગમાનો તો ટીટી ને કિલ હે ભાઈ.
Okay, shots coming through from Kedge. I mean, this. What else can you do?
ઉલ્ફ વાળા છે જેવે ભાઈ.
A lot of control here. Go's gonna have to.
ખાલી ખરાબ છે જે ખાલી કેમ કરીને એ લોકો કાઢ્યો એમાં.
It is wild the amount of water that's still in this circle, and finally we pull back.
હા 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 હા. અદે ભાઈ આની પાસે હજી ઝોન.
They keep one of their buildings in, although not all of them looking super happy. However,
ચડી તો આગળનો નથી. સોનના ભરોસે હાલે ભાઈ.
around this building, not really worried.
એ #2 થવાનો.
Everybody else is over on this cliff side.
It's an impossible game.
You think? You reckon? Yeah. I think with good circles, Goat might have a chance.
And what circle are you looking for?
Southwest. Oh yeah, that's the point. Yeah, I've got that one.
We do have to end the game at some point, Joe. No.
ઉપ્સ ભાઈ શું કરો તમે ત્યાં? બહુ ખરાબ સ્પ્લિટમાં નથી રમતા આ લોકો. બની બનાયેલી ગેમ બગાડે પોતાની.
We all know when you play in these areas, as soon as you come out to this open ground here, it is a death sentence. If they had vehicles, maybe they could hit a fly over towards the loot crate. They have to move now. If Goat wants to win the game, they have to move now whilst they're fighting.
They have to read it. They have to get out. But do they have the smokes? Are they in position? Do they have the vehicles even to make this one move forward? I believe that they do.
ઓરે નેડે ભાઈ. બહુ વધારે આગળ.
Are keeping
બચી જાય યાર આ લોકો.
4 players. Ketch gets rezzed, and now they're back as 2. Another nade goes long. They're not quite finding it. They're holding out.
ઓ ભાઈ જબરો નેડ હતો ભાઈ. કમ ઓન સ્કારફેસ ભાઈ. અરે હા ભાઈ સ્કારફેસ કરી શકતો તો ભાઈ. બોલો શું નેડ નાખ્યો ભાઈ. અરે ભાઈ ભાઈ ભાઈ. ચલો હવે ફાઇનલ 3v2 હાલે. અરે 3v4 હાલે નેક્સ્ટ ટાઈમ. અરે હજી ઝોનમાં હે. પેલા એ હજી ઝોનમાં હે. ભાઈ શું નસીબ લઈને જન્મ લીધો હોય ભાઈ. એટલે વિચાર એકાદી નેટ નીચે વયો ગયો નિર્મો મરી ગયો તો. ભાઈ 3v3 થઈ ગયું. બની બનાયેલી ગેમ બગાડી હે ભાઈ નિકમાં. આ લોકો ઝોનની બહારથી આવ્યા વિચાર. હા પણ સ્મોક ઉડ્યા એટલે પૂરું હોય. નિકમાની ગેમ પૂરી સ્મોક ઉડ્યા એટલે. અરે ભાઈ આવી ગયો એક જણો.
Like you said, get the MG3 down. It's really bad news. Good shot from Coop. Once again,
Ronaldo ऊपर आ गया
man
पाछा.
at the moment right now. Boots on the back line is a big deal for them.
हाँ ना ऑफ एंगल भाई गोट ना एक ऑफ एंगल में बैठा है.
It gets hard. Goat wasn't able to create enough of an opportunity. Killer Joe with some good shots back that way.
सारो हुआ तो भाई.
Putting them back and giving them a scare. Killer Joe does go down. Hoops now steps up for more, but Bootsman's not suppressing the angle. Goat playing with two. And they're on the clip. Lord
खूब सेक लो भाई चो.
pressure. And they are melting under.
भाई क्या है भाई. निगमा गैलेक्सी है की है.
But it's only one player. It's
ओ भाई एक सेकंड यार टीटी है ना टीटी ना प्लेयर मर गया. टीटी तो मर गया. हमारा मैच पूरा था वाला.
Underneath, got off. Moxie looking down towards Coops. He's the final player left alive, and Go is going to be able to get up to the three-man.
सोनमा मरी जावे लाला. हाँ बस.
On that western side.
चलो मारा जोर. टीटी नो प्लेयर क्या ना मरी गया. हाँ ये तो जो है. सोनमा मरी गया भाई. क्या जोन ना तो यार. थोड़ा घणो बाहर આવી ગયો તો લાલા. પણ ठीक है हालने कोई ना किल ना तो बता रहा. मिस्टेक 3 लगी बराबर अच्छा.
I feel like pushing Ulf wasn't a necessity though.
आगे तो निगमा गैलेक्सी ने गेम होती है. चलो ठीक है. नेक्स्ट मैच.
love to say that the
Sure.
Under the competition as things go down here, and we'll be switching it up on you with our remaining games. But like we said, game 4 is starting.
Qualify comeback કર્યું ટોપ 3 માં જોઈ 40 હું કરે 40 ના ગેલ બહુ વધારે પણ પ્લેસમેન્ટ પોઈન્ટ છે જ નહીં
to a lot of their normal drop locations. We got RRQ heading out the plane immediately. We know where exactly we're going to see a squad like Aurora head to right there towards Sus.
આરઆર કે ઓલાના
This is a really crucial game right here.
વાંધા પાડી દીધા હતા જોઈ આ લોકો જાય કે નહીં
Aurora in second place with 30 points. KRX leading it with 32. But it was your boys.
ત્યારે ટોપ 7 માંથી ગમે થાય હવે
One, Jackie.
I do it every year, bro. I don't know how. I always get that feeling. That
આરઆરક્યુ લખી ચીકલી ટીમ में બધી જાય ગયા ટॉप ટેબલ टॉप તો જે એફએલ એ બધાની એક સારી ગેમ જોઈ ફ્યુરિયા 0 પોઈન્ટર મેચ હતો
And like I said, you got to ramp a little bit, but they're starting to get that speed now, Jukes.
There we go. And yeah, that last match was so interesting, right? We saw Nick McGowan. Oh,
अरे
let's talk about this because
खत्म
we got a little bit of a hot drop situation, and X-Force rejects are going to have the numbers. The shotgun. Oh, he misses it. Can he do something with that knife though? He's going to have to make a huge play.
Oh.
But not able to make it happen.
Oh, swinging with the blades, coming in swiftly.
શું થાય નેટ ચેક કરી દો
Nice couple quick shot.
વચ્ચે વચ્ચે થોડું નેટ પ્રોબ્લેમ છે
A good solid trade here, but guys, make sure you join that Naruto event. Get some of those insane skins if you haven't already. I'm telling you, the best collab PUBG Mobile has done yet. I am not kidding. You guys got to go check it out immediately.
It was cheeky. I mean, kind of reminiscent of what we saw there with the Naruto run with the.
ગીકને ગોટ એક જ છોડામાં
Yeah, they've been playing the event. They're fired up for it. We'll see if we get too much action out of this as well. Close proximity from two squads that have been on the tips of.
કોર્ટનો સોલો પ્લેયર બચી ગયો છે ને રોટલા ઉપર જાઉં છું
Sights. Obviously, that's going to be GOAT team fresh off the back of their prior chicken dinner in the last game. So if they get into a bit of a.
ગીકનો એ લાસ્ટ મેચ એટલો વધારે સારો નથી ગયો સ્ટ્રીમ બી ચોકતી હશે
Scrap early on, could be some heat on that one.
Yes, that is true. You can see how team starting to move up there. You got Killer Joe trying to find some sightlines. Very quietly. You got Ragnarok.
નહીં હવે ખબર પડી ગઈ એને
He doesn't want to give away his
ઓલો
position.
કેમ્પ કરતો હોત તો વાંધો ન હોત
Go team could definitely realize that this player is isolated. Let's full send and get that easy elimination. So yeah, Ragnarok gonna have to play this very carefully.
Killer Joe on the move through the ground floor. Tommy gun in the hands, going to get a little bit of looting on the go as well. But do they know what lies above?
અરે યાર અચાનક મારા નેટને શું થઈ ગયું છે
On the upstairs floor, Moxie joining the crew. The molly's on point. Ragnarok burning as the flames start to emit. Quick drop out the window, Jukes. Can he get a drop on them to reposition?
8 mbps આવે તોય
He's got to run.
લાગે થાય
Yeah, I mean, they heard that footstep. They threw that Molotov, and Ragnarok was on fire. Instant smoke there. Hopefully his teammates are going to be able to get some sight lines on this and give some support fire. But it's the Boops, man, with that off angle, making it so.
30 સેકન્ડ પાછળ ચલાવું છું
Ragnarok here.
Good early free fire as well from Killer Joe, at least getting the fear into it. That's a response, though, to speak of Foops, and this time.
અચાનક મારા નેટને શું પ્રોબ્લેમ થઈ ગયો છે એક જ
He's been deflated early.
Yeah, I think that with Foops going out here, you got to just disengage. Yeah, take off. You know, you lost a player. Now you're at a big disadvantage. EK are going to look to punish this. One mistake can instantly just be a domino effect to you going back to the lobby.
Yes, it is a
We're in constant flux today as well. Things are going to be changing, right? Day one, start to get jitters out the way for some of the squads, and especially for a team like GOAT, historically, it's felt like they played much slower on those early games. They don't like to force fight.
अरे सू प्रॉब्लम्स है चार्जिंग की प्रॉब्लम्स है कैसे
if they can avoid it till late mid-game circles. So obviously running into an uncomfortable team to start there. Could they have got that pick on Ragnarok and Bill? Maybe, but that's not the timeline. We're living in.
Yeah. Hey, great disengage from Ragnarok, though, right? I mean, he got volleyed. He immediately put himself in a good position to get supported, and it was really that anchor, right? Oops, like, if he was able to get a knock there, it would have went the entire other direction. But, hey, hindsight is 2020. Right now, we got Aurora on the move with 30 points. There they go. Yeah, Oof on the move here. Everybody trying to center up. You got 4 thrives already taking that beautiful bridge position, so they're going to be the anchor beings here for this one. If that zone goes south, they'll have a great position for it. I like what I saw from Aurora there. They went to that edge. And it definitely should. I mean, it was kind of tough to see a couple players go out so early, but with the Southern Plain Path, sometimes you got some players down south going to have to make that bridge cross. And on the other bridge, we got AGAL and EK going to have to make that late rotate.
Yeah, a lot of water in play here as well. So like you say, for 4 thrives to potentially be able to build off the back of this one on that slightly delayed rotation over the bridge could get a bit messy as this develops.
Now teams just trying to put themselves into a solid position. Wolf are going to be looking for one here. A lot of open field in this northern spot. Maybe they're going to be hoping that for a northern
अचानक से जनरेट खराब चल रहा है 10 mbps से स्पीड आ गया स्टिल खराब चल रहा
right now, 4 thrives.
वो 4 नहीं स्पीड आ पा रहा
That is the dominant position in this zone.
अचानक घटती है स्पीड
Warehouse, still a great spot as well. And we'll see just how this decides to play out in the next couple minutes.
See if Fowler can run it straight back as well with the incredible performance he's had today as an individual. Been absolutely out there hulking out, mate. Some of the connections he's had have been brutal scenes. So, Falak, will it be happening once again? Reed?
अरे यार શું થાય છે
From the distance, he's got an idea of the 2 squads that are in close proximity here. Put a bit of fear over towards Furia, but
difficult. Team like Thunder Talk to rotate away from this. And I'm surprised we're seeing Thunder Talk take that little, actually just an open air. I mean, yeah, they just got busted out on rotate. That's tough.
might work out all right for the delay rotation there for Geekay as well with the setup. Hovercraft in the distance, jet ski up. Hey, that's a summer camp play.
There you go. He's going to be headed straight to that hovercraft. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I guess EK just abandoned that bridge play. They're like, you know what? Let's just try to cross the water here. And a hovercraft's definitely going to help do that. Meanwhile, Aurora gonna hold on to this bridge, so they're gonna be just edging through that circle little by little. Did see a little bit of action though in that elimination for you. I believe that was Orangutan getting some shots downrange.
Even with the hovercraft in play here, it's the back line over towards the bridge side. Instantly, visually confirmed by Aurora. They won't by Aurora. They won't play their card yet, though, trying to catch.
Pretty much the meta at this point. Like, you see a hovercraft, shoot hovercraft.
Yeah.
It's just try to take it out as soon as possible. Uh-oh. AGAL playing it very close here to Fourth Rise. Fourth Rise
क्वालिटी अच्छी कर रहे हैं थोड़ा टाइम आता ओ एजे ने 40 फ्यूरिया बताया बराबर वहां का
that hill. But now, yeah, AGAL gonna hold this spot for now. And
14 पोजीशंस आ रहे थे सोना ऐसा तो
little by little.
एजे सारो करे सकेगा
DK pull the plug on it, back off towards main Snovka there and get a bit of looting on by the base. That is where Moxie was last spotted as well. So could be a free pick onto him there and then convert off the back of that if they're a bit unfortunate in terms of their placing. And like you say, Aurora do complete their rotate over, find a little bit of hard cover to get set up with a relatively acceptable split from them thus far. And Furia still hunkered down, just listening out. With 4 thrives, just commanding a bit of respect from their setup. It's been good damage done.
14 નો ગેમ થાય ગયા ભાઈ
To make any escape plays far harder, Jukes.
અને હવે 40 અલગ રીતે રમાશે એક જ જગ્યાએ ફાઇટ નથી લીધી 40 આજે આ મેચમાં એ લોકોને ફર્સ્ટ પોઝિશન જોઈએ જ છે એજી માટે બી સિમિલર વસ્તુ થાય છે.
But for now, nobody's going to be making that push, because if you do, that's instant third-party city. So, good decision for these teams just to kind of just...
Let's
just kind of move little by little, inch by inch, and then let the zone decide when this fight's going to start.
We love to party as much as the next person, Jukes, but a third party just don't hit the same, does it?
It does not.
સેન્ડ્રનીમાં મજા નથી આવતી
Two's a party, three's a crowd.
બાકી નેટ હકશે યાર
Right now, you're going to see Aaron get shot out of the vehicle.
જોરદાર હારો ભાઈ મારો 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 જોરદાર ભાઈ હારો હવે MVP માટે રમે યાર હા છોડ મારી નજર લાગી ગઈ હું ઓજે માટે અમે કઈ હારો બોલી જ ન કો યાર
Two knocks on the side of Ulf. They got space and limited cover with the vehicles. Scarface is nailed on point for the reply though, and it is getting a bit uncomfortable, Jukes.
Oh, the side.
Gaming stars with the third party punishing it. Yeah, I think Orangutan had to really commit to that a little bit quicker, but then you got Enigma Galaxy on the other side.
Sort of થોડુંક વધારે ચલી જાય ગયો અરે ગીક વર્સેસ અરોરા યાર ચલો અરોરા અરે ગીક નો કરું બહુ ખરાબ ઓ બચી ગયો ठीक है चलो હવે ટોપ નહીં થાય
taking away space, locking down their safe area for now. Meanwhile, Goat lose their last representative as Moxie is out.
Next zone just pop, and it does head on over to that northeast side, and it is hitting the edge of that circle there. So pretty big hardship, especially for a team like RRQ that was sitting over there in Ferry Pier. They're going to have a tough one moving into this next zone.
अरे भाई 720 में अभी नेट ना हो ना શું છે ભાઈ 7 mbps 10 mbps तो नेट नो प्रॉब्लम
Holding a great position so far. You got 4 thrives sitting pretty. AGAL, Furia, pretty much everybody else is gonna have to move on in as Maniac gets knocked to Alula.
Yeah, Maniac not dancing on this one. No smooth moves on the dance.
અરોરા ટેબલ ટોપ થઈ ગઈ 40 આવી જશે નિગ્મા ગેલેક્સી આવી ગઈ નિગ્મા સારું જમ્પ માર્યો
Now we're starting to see that elimination feed light up. Enigma Galaxy
Hey, putting in some work here. 5 eliminations to start things off.
Pula भी 4-1 ada. Pula no dia pero haron lagi. Thomas mau comparatively saru deh.
Getting some points on the board, definitely needed. Claws as Asando and Saddam. Hitting that U-turn real quick.
Break on that one, Jukes. He's burnt the clutch, but the damage is still being done, and Yusuf was tucked into the back for so long. They forget about him.
Wow भाई वाह. पूरा नहीं game बगाड़ने गया जान.
Another one down.
That's how you do it there. Yusuf in the blue zone. He knows he's probably going to go out here, but is able to get 2 clutch points, especially if he gets this confirmation onto Claws. And he
KRX now can fight.
Nice shots with that scar. Red dot, unfortunately getting taken out there by Quick.
It was swift as well. Lives up to the name on the response from the org as he hits there.
Hola.
Being downed, eats it from the blue coming in as well.
अरे आरआर के हमारा तो ओला मत है तो ले स्प्लिट में आता है लोग ओ भाई भाई भाई
trying to cut their losses as well and get out of there. There's limited cover with the shed. You can
बराबर है.
This looks brutal, Jukes.
Yeah, his chin boss barely made it to that shack there. Emirata was on fire. Zol is going to go ahead and get that res onto Doc. So Aurora pushing up from military, working their way little by little. They got 5 eliminations here. This is honestly where they work out their best. With the blue zone to their back, gun skill, the only solution.
हाँ मैच 14 हो लगा है मना. KRX सोनी बार है. ये सोनी अंदर के विरुद्ध चाहिए नहीं पता. 14 हो मैच है भाई. AG बार है एकले AG ना लागी जा सक.
Things are going to definitely heat up here in this next circle.
Start sprinkling in those spices.
बराबर है भाई अरोरा भाई. जोरदार भाई.
As well, and it seems like Aurora, their eyes have lit up as they do get visual onto them. Few shots back over. See if they can equalize the situation here, Jukes, and begin to build. Alula going down as well. So
यार फ्यूरिया नहीं हेल्थी.
see where things are going to go.
फ्यूरिया फोरमैन. सोनो होगा. 1 सेकंड. हाँ सोनो होगा. 40 बात है.
Fight here. Aurora with 6 eliminations. KRX with 2 so far. Only 2 points separating the two on the leaderboards. And the blue zone is
बराबर है जी 40 के बाजू में अच्छा है. હવે થોડું ખબર છે. બે ઝોન માં જશે. ચલો ઓરોરા ના લાગી ગયા. ઓરોરા પૂરું.
The lights have gone out for Aurora on that one as they are silenced by the attack from KRX. Even with the quick reaction, it wasn't enough.
KRX यार टेबल टॉप कर ले सब.
Don't pay off. KRX can keep moving. Got to quickly get themselves suited and booted once again though.
AG गेट कीप करे. आरआर के नो अच्छी एक જ જણો. હર વખતે આરઆર કે નો એક જ જણો લાવ્યો હોય. વાહ એક કિલ ચોલી તો બરાબર है બરાબર है.
first place position before they go into Miramar.
હવે એ મરી જાય.
Trying to slow down their rotation.
खराब खराब खराब. खराब खराब.
Give me a break here, as Benny said. I can't even wait for bro. I gotta get to this next circle.
Self-preservation, Jukes.
चलो KRX નો યાર પૂરું થઈ જાય. RRQ નો બે અહીંયા પૂરું થઈ જશે. સિવાય AG અલ્લી રોટેશન મારી દે. AG એવા મળશો નહીં. છેલ્લે લગી રહ્યો છે. 40 ની સડી કરીને જશે.
And they got an entire squad of AGAL right in front of them. Things are gonna get sticky.
ફિરિયા ભાઈ ઝોન એડવાન્ટેજ છે યાર. ફિરિયા સરખું રીતે રમે તો છે. 0 kbps નાઈસ. કેટલું ખરાબ નેટ કેમ હાલે છે. હજુ પર તો ચાલે છે. 0 kbps સ્પીડ આવે છે.
Always sticky business. It's from him.
હજુ પણ નાખ્યું છે.
It's sickening shots. We've seen it so far. Let's see if they can build back into a play like this up against the duo. Attention being taken off them, but Flower deals with it instantly.
Super annoying circle.
એટલે તરત જ મેચ મસ્ત છે. હવે અચાનક નેટમાં કઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ.
work with. That's why we're seeing so many teams out in stage 5. Usually at this level, we'll see a whole lot.
हाँ लो उतर गया
Spinning out, and he's taking out the vehicle. Now it's Hoxie left for the squad of King.
ऑक्सीजन तो सारा रहा है वेदर प्रॉब्लम था वो ना
Smooth tracking on that. We've got first class postmate.
अरे एफएल वालों लड़ाई किया हुआ है
It wasn't enough. So that is KR.
वन के मार नहीं है ज़्यादा
RX out. There's a huge opportunity now for 4 Thrives. Nigma Galaxy, the rest of the lobby to try to catch up to these leaders.
And this is 4 Thrives
चल चल जाए था फोर्टी एजे थावानो तो एजे जावानो दे तने फोर्टी मारवा चाहो तो हदे यार एजी ना बेचना नॉक का नेट में खेल तो मारो
dropping 2 players. Flower H has been popping off. What can you do? Man versus machine as the
हाँ फलक भाई अरे पोताना माना ने मारे नहीं चलो एजी खत्म 44 में नल्ला आ रहा है निकली गई भाई अरे यार लो नेट ना इश्यू करना है 0 के भी पीएस क्या दे दे जाए भाई भाई 0 क्या थी नेट आला भाई 0 क्या थी नेट आला जीरो के बीपीएस ऊपर वीडियो वाला है बस वाह वाह अते भाई
The detonation from the hovercraft as well, leaving IQ low.
स्ट्रीम हाल है तो है ना
4 Thrive certainly living up to the name, Jukes. They've been thriving in the lobby as individuals, but as a unit as well.
The crowd is going crazy here. We can hear the 4 Thrive chants happening just right behind us. Let's see if they can make everybody proud here and make a pretty much of a miracle play. These guys have no coverage. They're going to have to run. In the wide open, their best shot, honestly, is going to be if 2 other teams in the circle just happen to fight and they're able to sneak on in. Other than that, though, this is going to be a very, very difficult time for them.